Hello everyone! Welcome to another stream of this game. Last time we played this game we got Minagi's good route, and now we're on Minagi's bad route. And for some reason it's going on a little bit long, so I'm sure it's lovely, amazing, and epic, but it's a bad route, who cares? I know I certainly don't, so I'm just gonna... Hey Minim, how you doing? Good to see you today. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some of this. We know what happens, we know what happens to everyone. So I don't know why this exists, and why it's so long. But yeah, we're just gonna get through it, and it'll be fine. Yeah, how are you today, Minim? How's life treating ya? Hope you're doing good. Hope all is well. I can't believe how long this is, though. I can't believe how long a bad end is. Ooh, look, we got a new... Is this a new image? No, I don't think it is. Alright, she's pathetic, she's sad, her wings, can't get her wings back. Sad, but that's how it goes, I guess. I'm surprised how fast the Switch 2 is, so happy. Yeah, it's great. Now there's just the problem of getting your online to work on it, and the storage space. That's the next big thing. The next big tingy. And hey, if anyone's watching this on YouTube, if this is important, like more important than I know, ah, they're hugging. Again, like, why wasn't this in the main story? I'm so confuzzled. Haven't got those problems yet. How are you, though? I'm doing good. I'm surviving the best I can. We're moving on to the 4th story today, Minim. But I bet you're wondering who the heck is the 4th story about. Who the heck? How? Where? Who even? You've, like, seen everyone. More or less. So the bus is here. These two are going away together, leaving Michiru. Did Michiru disappear at this point? Is she not disappeared? I don't know. Who cares? This is a bad end, so it doesn't matter. Here. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Crazy guys. Like I said, one big problem with visual novels, sometimes they're just too bloated. Too much. So yeah. Ah, that's nice. Is this the best for her? Probably not. But we're taking a long time being on this. Alright, there we go. We did it. We did it, Minim. Anything could be too much. Yeah. Alright. So, are you ready, Minim, for the next story? Select story. But wait a minute. What's this now? Summer? We did this, but now there's a second option. What's going on here? It's weird. Well, let's do it. Something falls from the sky. By the time I realize it's too late to avoid it. Whump! There's something heavy on top of me. I fall to the ground, leaving me staring up at the sky on my back. Ow! Ryuya? Who's that? Why are you here? The heavy thing asks, "Were you watching me?" "I was only watching the sky. If you can talk, then get off of me already." A bird poop fell from the sky. Ew, gross. Apparently it talks too, the bird poop. Whatever it is that fell out of the sky quickly gets up. I get up too, moving slowly and rubbing my butt. 994 AD summer. It's a girl. Wait, who the heck is this now? And where are we? It's a girl. She's slender and delicate looking. She's dressed in fine quality Miko garb. There are ornaments in her styled hair. And, for some reason, she reties the obi of her hakama. Our eyes meet. What are you looking at? Were you changing clothes up in the air? Hey, Nicholas. How you doing? What's up? An awkward silence falls between us. You are an unfamiliar face. She turns her eyes toward the sword sheathed at my hip. Yeah, I only just assumed this post this morning. You finished a new video? Ooh, I hope it does good, Nicholas. I hope it does. And your name? I am Shohachi Eman Daisaken Ryuya. Have you no family name? It was a sudden matter. They only gave me a personal name. Where did you come from? I was stationed in Wakasa before this. If you mean my family, then I don't know. I see. I shall remember that. She mutters, then focuses on tightening her obi. Her fingers seem awkward as she goes about it. Everything indicates this girl is quite clumsy. So you just drop down on people and don't even apologize? Why should I apologize? You really don't know anything about the world, huh? Typical. People tell the other person their name when they ask for theirs. Her hand stopped working on her obi. Do you not know my name? Nope, we only just met, right? I see. I hadn't expected someone who didn't know. She murmurs, seemingly amused. I am Kana. She introduces herself. Kana. What an odd coincidence. The winged one I'm tasked with protecting is also named Kana. What an unusual sort of man you are. What do you think of the winged ones? Well, they're servants of the gods, also called the phoenix winged in China and India, and servants of the wind in Japan. In the old days, they were sometimes called Kumari. Their skin is as velvet, their eyes agates, and their tears diamonds. They are truly divine in form and noble in bearing. That was quite the list of flowery praise, she murmurs, seemingly stunned. By the way, what were you doing? Nothing really. I was just out for a walk. This place is big. Since I'm a guard, I need to familiarize myself with the surroundings. What a laudable effort, she says indifferently, then puts her hands back into her obi. Kana, how overly familiar you are. We have only just met. You told me to call you that. So what business have you with me? She seems to want to complain, but I urge her on it instead. Do you know a lot about this place, Kana? Of course. Does anyone in this world not know their own home? Then guide me. Why must I guide you? You know the place, right? Kana's eyebrows rise. Let me ask you once again. Why must I, of all people, guide you? There are two reasons. First, you seem like you know a lot about this shrine. And second, and it's nicer to have a woman with a passingly pretty face guide me around, even if she's a bit too bony. Her expression turns conflicted as I study her face. She seems unsure if I'm praising her or mocking her. Fine, I shall guide you. Follow me. Oh, thanks. By the way, passingly means not bad. Just to be clear, he is a flirter. He is. Sure is, this new person. So don't get any crazy ideas. Enough! Oh my gosh, where are we, Minim? What's going on? We walk one after the other down a hallway with a view of the inner gardens. It's an exquisitely maintained garden, fit for a noble household. Kana doesn't even crack a smile, she just raises an arm and gestures. Although it may be dressed up as you see here, this is no different from a cell in actuality. I cannot even walk the gardens freely. How must I be locked away in this fashion? I can make it on my own. Suddenly, I realize my misunderstanding. I realize the design of her usual outerwear is actually because this girl has wings on her back. It seems I've been teasing the winged one I'm meant to be guarding, but it's too late to do anything about that. I decide to go with the flow for the rest of the conversation. But where did your wings go? Were they cut off? Do not be grotesque. I have them folded away, just as people keep their bodies covered. Oh, yeah? Is that all? I was hoping to behold them for myself. My apologies. It would seem that I am a woman who falls short of many expectations. She doesn't look at all like I was told a winged one would. And that's not all. Pat, pat, pat. I give her butt a pat. What are you doing? She spins around in a panic and directs a red-faced glare at me. She's no different from any other girl. Nothing, it just looked nicely shaped. So should I touch you everywhere? Your form seems nicely shaped. While there aren't many butts so nicely shaped, I am almost never touched them myself. I have never encountered a man as crass as you. I know. Whoa, hang on. I'm not the only crass one here. What are you talking about? You had me pinned under your butt a mere moments ago, remember? She starts to reply, then stops and simply looks at me stunned. I might well forget my wings with you around. What does that mean? Exactly as I said. It's a cozy little manor deep inside the compound. I live here. What troubles you? Come on, you may enter. Even I feel nervous boldly entering into a noble's home. Excuse me, Lady Kana. Suddenly, a woman's voice rings out. My right hand reaches for my sword hilt. I didn't sense her presence at all. I turn around and see someone who looks like a lady-in-waiting carrying a package. Another new person. I take my hand off my sword and whisper to Kana. Who is this? The only one here who truly serves me. I am Araha. You may address me as such. Saying that, she places what she's carrying on the floor nearby. It must be a change of clothes for Kana. It looks like soft, light summer robes. And, Lady Kana, who is this? Do not fret, this is just a common oath. What sort of introduction is that? You suddenly grabbed my butt, did you not? I couldn't help wanting to touch it, and you could have kept it covered if you didn't want me to. Lady Kana, what did you do with your clothes? No. It was covered. I kept it properly covered. She realizes I'm laughing at her panicking. As you can see, he is both a villain and a deviant. Be on your guard, Araha, she says, clearing her throat and acting as though nothing had happened. Oof. What? Why do you laugh? Because of how you look when embarrassed, Lady Kana. I feel no such thing. What you see is indigestion. You seem to be blushing, though, she says casually, causing the girl's face to redden further. Now, I leave it to you to teach this one manners. With that, Kana dashes from the room. Her heavy footsteps recede. Who should be taught what now? Who can say? Upon finding myself alone with Araha, I realize I haven't introduced myself. My name is Ryuya. My rank is Shohachi Emon Dai-second, and I only began my duties here this morning. But she doesn't respond. She just stares at my face, making me rather uncomfortable. Don't just do that to a woman butt. I know, right? Crazy. Then out of nowhere, she starts prying. Why did you touch Lady Kana's posterior, Sir Emon? I thought she was an ordinary girl, like anyone else. Indeed that she is. She nods a few times, seemingly reassured. I should like to touch Lady Kana's butt too. I likely would have as well in your position. She makes that unbelievable statement with a straight face. I'll help you next time. Certainly, should the opportunity arise. Oh my god. And it's the next morning. I officially assume my duties guarding Kanaobi no Mikoto. My rank is that of a Dai-second. I am in charge of security for a Shinto shrine. Officially, I'm a guard dispatch on Imperial orders. Alrighty, sounds good, Minim. Eat well. That said, this place has less than a dozen guards, so I mostly run errands, starting with my first task, standing guard. To put it simply, I just keep watch. I guard the front gate alongside a serious-looking young samurai. We're surrounded by summer mountain greenery on all sides. The intermittent breeze feels nice on my sweaty skin. Before the hour passes, the young samurai begins to doze off, let out a wry chuckle and think about other matters. Although I've left my way into an official post, I'm basically just a common ruffian. It's quite likely either my subordinates or superiors will turn on me in a crisis. Need to have a proper grasp on my position here. That's critical for someone of my station to survive. I use my off-duty time to casually take in the state of the shrine. The grounds as a whole are surrounded by a cedar fence. There are guards on both the main gate and rear entrance. It's a natural level of security for a noble lady, but something seems off about where the personnel are stationed, and the shrine lacks the elevated turrets it would need to keep a proper lookout. The layout is not oriented toward defending against attacks. Instead, the guards seem to be deployed to secure against escape from within. I stand and watch them my first few days. I never get a chance to see even Kana's ladies-in-waiting, let alone the lady herself. Then after 5 days have passed, I spot the face of a lady-in-waiting I met before. I'm currently set upon some solo office work inside the guard station. I'm thinking over the text for a message, although more precisely I'm struggling with it. Sir Emon? Whoa, I almost spattered an ink from the inkstone everywhere. You are a lively person, I see. You startled me. You're too quiet. I didn't sense her at all this time. To some extent, I had been focused on my work, but it wasn't a good look for a warrior all the same. Araha sees the blank white paper in front of me, and her eyes go wide for some reason. Oh dear, goodness. What's the matter? Are you squeezing out the ink to write something, Sir Emon? Squeezing out the ink? If you use orange juice for ink and writing, then in case anyone else sees it, oh what a surprise. I feel like oh what a surprise isn't the way to put that process. And besides, even if I squeeze an orange to write with, then whoever received the letter couldn't read it. You could leave a small note in ink about having written the letter with invisible ink. I think it's entirely pointless if you do that. Look over Araha's face closely. Frighteningly, I have no idea if she's being serious or not. So, did you need something? My tone returns to normal and Araha adjusts her posture as well. Her efforts in securing the shrine are appreciated. She supplements her words with a significant glance toward the hallway. However, Lady Kanabi has asked for you. Yes, ma'am. Now the formalities are in order. I set down the brush and go and get up from the floor. Also, will you please stop calling me Sir Emon? Why? I don't like formalities. Then what should I call you? Ryuya is fine. Then shall we, Sir Ryuya? Sure. You took your time, Kana says in a surly tone upon seeing me. What were you doing these past 5 days such that kept you out of my sight? I was working, doing my job. You should put that trivial matter aside. You are indeed worthless, I see. Your whole brain's worthless. Oh, the foolish oaf now calls me names. Absurd, is it not? Oh dear, Lady Kana. Araha intervenes from where she has been observing us. And you too, Sir Ryuya? She gently admonishes us both. I regain my composure. I always end up strangely worked up when talking with Kana. Ever since her first meeting. Very sorry. So long as you understand. I wasn't apologizing to you. You need not hide it. I will forgive your insults in accepting your service. I am very forgiving, mistress, in fact. It seems pointless to say anything on the point, so I change subjects. Do you need something from me? First, be seated. I plop down cross-legged on the spot. Araha sits beside me, straightening her kimono as she does. Araha said things were boring with just the two of us and insisted I call for you. So I made a special exemption to summon you. Be grateful. Really? Of course not. This is all fiction. Lately you are all Lady Kana speaks of, Sir Ryuya. She always wonders whether you might come by again. It seems Araha decided to summon me during workout of consideration for her mistress. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would never. Araha must be misinterpreting something. Araha asks with a serene expression on her face, keeping the wailing Kana in her peripheral vision. Is this perhaps an imposition? No, it's fine, but what are the three of us supposed to do together? I try to envision it. A secret mission in the room next to her bedchamber. Along with a beautiful green-haired lady-in-waiting and the high-born young lady. I peer at Kana's face. She's as eccentric as she is aristocratic. I feel your current thoughts are likely improper. Well, leaving your appearance aside, I was actually wondering if there were anything we could do about how you talk. And what is wrong with the way I talk? Well, you sound very formal and rigid. Kana's speech is a unique blend of high official and samurai tones and phrases. It isn't unsuited to her station, but it is quite unexpected given its masculine style of speech. She has spoken this way as long as I have served her. Araha lets out a chuckle. Then how should I speak and carry myself according to you? Women are typically more soft-spoken and sweeter. And yet this suits me better than being soft-spoken or sweet. That doesn't make sense. It need not make sense. Oh dear me. What prompts you to sigh now? I was envious. Of what? You are speaking intimately with Lady Kana, Sir Ryuga? Is that what this looks like? She must have an outlandish positive way of looking at things. Yes, indeed it does. I'm not shocked by her response. And moreover, you are the only one to do this, Sir Ryuya. Only you remain as you were, even upon learning Lady Kana's identity. Clearly, you are an unusual man indeed. I don't like hearing that from you, of all people. I say, but Araha's words remind me of my position. I should get back to my post. Araha stands with me as I do. Please, will you stay a little longer? I'm keeping the messenger waiting. More importantly, the missive I was going to give them is still unwritten. Kana remains silent for a while before finally murmuring something. Come back again. People would question my performance in my role if it were so easy to come here. Then as I bow and move to leave, I hear Kana speak. Am I so unusual? About as much as I am. I answer. That seems to reassure her. Remember, you are to come back again. And with that, she turns her back on me silently. I realize I had completely forgotten she had wings for an entire length of that conversation. My humdrum duties continue. As I grow accustomed to my role, I also develop an understanding of the mood throughout the shrine. Hey, welcome back. There's one thing that concerns me. Morale is far too low among the guards in general. They're apathetic in their roles and hardly perform satisfactorily on patrol. The ladies-in-waiting are the same. I have my doubts they even handle errands for Kana properly. The staff at the shrine clearly have no intention of working hard at their duties. Their indifference toward their charge works to my advantage, though. I begin visiting Kana's residence daily. Are you really a winged one, Kana? Why do you call me as such, ever since your arrival? There's just something I can't figure out from watching the people here. The winged ones are believed to have been sent by the gods. They can work miracles through incantations and prayer with their spiritual power. Should they wish to address famine and plagues, you could say that they are able to commune with the gods. Even dressed as a Miko, the difference between her and a regular girl would be the contrast between the heavens and the earth. Things are quite different from you, from what I heard. Kana lets out a sigh, as though this is a familiar point. I have no idea about that. This is how my life has always been. And I am no servant of the gods. But you do have wings, right? Having wings does not guarantee one is a servant of the gods. That's true. Both grasshoppers and crickets have wings. I dislike every part of that comparison. Both mosquitoes and fruit flies have wings too. I dislike that even more. Kana turns and sees Araha smiling widely. As usual, she has virtually no presence at all. She slides across the floor, bringing a serving tray and setting it down quietly. It's piled high with a heap of pure white snowflakes. Where did you find that snow? I passed by the brewery earlier, and there was a bizarrely cold shed inside. I went in, and to my surprise, there was ice like this even in midsummer. Goodness, what a surprise. I thought I needed to report this to the guards, and thus brought it here straight away. It's called an ice house. It's a shed used to store snow that falls in the winter. Oh, is that so? And it's actually a serious crime to go into one without permission. Oh dear, goodness. What danger will we find ourselves in? Neither seems to even slightly regretful. Seriously, it isn't time to open the ice house yet. It was prepared for Lady Kana's benefit, however, and even if I were to take it back now, the snow would all melt before I could reach the ice house. She sounds greatly troubled as she says it, but she must have planned for all of this. Oh, it's fine. I nod and Araha prepares everything neatly, setting herself in front of Kana. She puts some ice shavings in her mouth and then places the serving tray in front of the girl. Here you are, Lady Kana. It is a matter of honor. I knew it. You told her to get it. Of course. What good is an ice house if not used on a day this hot? She scoops up some ice shavings in her hands and puts them in her mouth. Then she makes a smacking sound with her pale pink lips. This is cold. You should try some too, Sir Ryuya. I grant you special permission. It isn't typically accepted to eat offerings made to Lady Kanabi, but I bow my head and go along with it, feeling that explaining at this point is pointless. Give me a second. But by your leave, mistress. I pinch up some snowflakes and savor the way they numb my fingers. It's humid out. The breeze outside the bamboo blinds belies the reality of the weather. I put the snowflakes in my mouth. The sweltering heat makes me forget even my concerns for a moment. With the three of us enjoying this ice together, it is almost as though we're a family fighting off starvation with the icicles hanging from the eaves of a hungry winter. Oh, that does sound like a delightful time. Don't say that in such a deep deadpan tone. Seriously. What's the matter? Eat too much ice and freeze your stomach? What is a family like? Araha is the first to answer. Give me a second again. Okay. Well, that's a good question. If I had to say, boop, it would be something like this. She presses herself close to Kana's back. Stop! Do not touch me on such a hot day! Away with you! Her shoulders sag with disappointment as she moves to leave the room. Stop! Stop! Do not leave me! Boop! Did I not just say, do not touch me? Stop! Halt! You must not leave over nothing! Come back! Come here! Boop boop. Why are you now close to me as well? Hey, Yuki-an! Hello, Ultima, and where are we? Apparently we are in the past. I guess 1,000 years in the past. So, yeah. How's that for something, huh? But how you doing today, Yuki-an? Why are you now close to me as well? Give me a second, guys. Okay. Boop. Oh, just going with the flow. Both of you, be gone. Oh, you two, stop. Stay with me. You sure have a lot of requests. Indeed, you truly do. You two are mocking me. I sincerely apologize. Family means living together and being close through life. I see. You think? I feel like your definition is a bit off. Yes, I do indeed. She slides over again and wraps Kana's head in her sleeves while the girl blushes. I cannot breathe. Holding each other so close that it can be hard to breathe is the mark of a true family. Squeeze. Kana struggles, but Araha's smile never wavers. If I try to see it that way, they could kind of pass for a mother and daughter with a good relationship. Milady, your kind words are most flattering. From here it sounds like she's trying to say, this is torture, unhand me though. That must be a flaw in your hearing, Sir Ryuga. Is that not so, Lady Kana? Lady Kana? Fwah! Oh dear, you've gone red in the face. And whose fault is that? Araha replies calmingly to Kana's breathless question. The problem is that you are far too cute, Lady Kana. Unacceptable. You are far too unpredictable, Araha. She grumbles, seemingly discontent despite the compliment. Araha had been watching over Kana, but now turns toward me. You look troubled again. I always do. This bores me. I demand you make a different face in my presence. Don't be absurd. Give me a second again, guys. Okay. Kana looks at me quizzically. The more I get to know her, the more I see she's just a young woman at heart. How long have you been living like this, Kana? Her life has been brighter since you took your post, Sir Ryuya. That's not what I meant. I was asking when she started living in this shrine. I do not recall. I've been locked away here as long as I remember. As that, Kana's eyes darken suddenly. It seems she doesn't want to discuss the topic. I see. I dropped the topic without investigating further, and switched to sitting cross-legged. The ice on the serving table has long since melted, and the water now ripples slightly with our movements. It was that evening that I heard an unsettling rumor. As the sun was going down, I took over guard duties at the rear gate. Night comes early in the morning in the mountain forests. Once the sun sets behind the distant mountains, it's not even a half an hour before darkness falls over the shrine. I notice the Imperial Guards are on edge as they light the torches for the night. Something getting to you? You're off duty after this, so I can't imagine its stress. Haven't you heard, Sir Eman? He's phrasing things carefully, and I can sense he's playing things safe. There are two moods among the guards. Some clearly took their duties lightly, while the rest were on edge, seemingly afraid of something as they waited for the end of their duties. This is one of the latter. Try me. I can keep a secret. Starts talking at my urging, keeping an eye on our surroundings all the same. Everyone's on edge. You see, Kanabi no Mikoto, she's not human. If you aren't careful with her, the gods will curse you. I haven't met a lot of people who really believe in curses from the gods, you know? After a bit of thinking, the Imperial Guard lowers his voice and speaks. I once heard that they kept a mother and child winged one captive at the shrine south of here. Captive? Asked without thinking. A winged one's guardian shouldn't be using words like captive. But the Imperial Guard continues. They say her mother came to know a human and then turned entirely demonic. That night, I was on my way back to the guard station after finishing an overnight shift. There's a new light on the main street building where everyone should be asleep. Finding it suspicious, I walk closer, and I find that it is Kana who is awake. She's sitting down on the stairs with a small table nearby. She's looking up at the moon. Her cheeks are porcelain under the cool moonlight. Something the matter? Oh, Sir Ryuya. There's still time before dawn. It's bad for you to stay up all night, so go to bed already. Are you alone tonight? Ignoring my scolding, she returns a question. One of the night guards fell ill and won't wake up, so I'm missing sleep tonight. I see. Kana remains silent after that. I find myself suddenly unable to say more. Her expression simply seems too frail for that. Do you have dreams, Sir Ryuya? Dreams? Yes. Sometimes, just old memories, usually. Tell me about your dreams. Recall vague snatches of my past dreams. I dream of the sky from my travels, and I have visions of people and experiences I've encountered across the land without rhyme or reason. Your travels, are they travels you undertook alone? Yes, I see. The moonlight shows that she furrows her brows a tiny bit. Are they pleasant dreams? No, unpleasant, if I had to say, that is. How do you feel after an unpleasant dream? When there are rain clouds, maybe. Rain clouds? Clouds that are likely to bring rain. Well, how do you chase them away? Rain clouds pass given time. I just wait for that. Perhaps they would suffice. She looks up at me with a faintly meaningful smile. Her childlike eyes waver in the candlelight. What do you do when there's a long rainy spell? A long rainy spell? Well, I guess talking to someone is the cure for the gloom from the rain. And listen, it is raining now. It seems like a beautiful moonlit night to me. I was speaking figuratively. She issues a curt order when I'm unable to answer. You are too far away to hear. Come a bit closer. Just do not touch me. I know, I won't tease you in the middle of the night like this. Bonk. Is that not what you are doing? It was just too dark to see was all. Your worthlessness is unchanged. Here should be fine, right? It is. She nods, seemingly satisfied. Then she looks up at the moon and begins speaking. I am young and sitting in darkness exactly like this. I cannot see anything, not even my own body. It is terrifying and lonely. And yet I still hold back my tears. I cry out for help, but none comes. I spend my days like that. She breaks off there and looks up at the moon in silence. But there is a warm light that I can see at times. A person, hazily visible. The light vanishes when I draw close. I try to chase after them, and then I always wake up at that point. Not just once, it is always the same dream. Kana's smile belies the seriousness of the topic. They say that smile dispels bad luck. If that's the case, then Kana's smile was a little more than distraction for the luck. A warm light illuminates the eternal darkness. Something always out of reach, no matter how much it is sought. Do you know who that figure is, Sir Ryuya? Your mother, right? Kana may have anticipated that response. The wind gusts, stirring the flames of the candles. Her jet black hair flutters in the wind, dispelling the darkness. I have no memory of my mother's face. Dreams are memories of things you've seen before. So you've seen it, even if you don't remember. I've seen it? Kana tilts her head. You have a mother who gave birth to you, right, Kana? I don't know when you were separated, but you haven't forgotten her. I say that, but I laugh bitterly. I don't know what my parents look like. I've never even seen them in a dream. But Kana laughs. Perhaps my body remembers. She presses her palm softly to her chest. If so, then it might not be such a bad dream. The wind surges again. The silence draws on, folding around the truth. And suddenly, Kana speaks up. I miss her. Is that unfair of me to feel? She murmurs, more to herself than anyone else. Unable to summon any words, I simply remain silent. Worry not, you bear no fruit, fault rather. Kana consoles me, possibly noticing my mood. You are simply performing your duties, Sir Ryuya. Yeah, I shall fulfill my own duties as well. I should return to my chambers. I bow to her and set out for the guard station, but the presence I can sense behind me isn't moving. I turn and see Kana standing there. What's the matter? There's no response. Are you feeling lonely? It might be a trick of the moonlight, but her eyes seem filled with tears to me. Are you crying? It is painful to be alone. I have never felt anything so harshly as this. Your commitment to your duties is commended. Saying that, she vanishes into her chambers. It's the next morning. There's a morning meeting before my shift begins. The senior officer makes an unexpected announcement. And to address prayers for a strong harvest, Kanabe no Mikoto will be moved to the northern shrine. The departure is set for midsummer when the heat reaches its peak. Everyone, do your best in your role until we receive further orders. With that conclusion, I finally understand how important the situation is. They're moving Kana to another shrine location. It comes as a shock to me. Sir, a question if you please. By all means. Are we to continue as Kanabe no Mikoto's retinue and depart with the lady for the new shrine? No, the gardens need work too. We shall remain here and lead clear land as directed. Everyone nearby lets out a sigh of relief. Aside from a few rogues like me, most of them are of pleasant birth. None of them were pleased to have been assigned to guarding a winged one in the first place. It's not good enough for me. My orders were to protect the winged one, and that's what I was sent to do. That command is rescinded. For what reason? Did I not just explain it? The bizarre exchange continues, but it doesn't go as I want. There was no one there to support me as the one guard of a different background than the rest. Having delivered my message, it's time to start my job for the day. Regardless, I hurry to Kana. Did you hear the news, Kana? You're so noisy. What do you want? I'll be as noisy as I want. I received word that you're being moved to the North Shrine. Oh, so it is that time of the year again. Kana answers without any sign of surprise. What's going on? This happens every year, but I didn't know anything of it until this morning. The length of my term here wasn't set at any time of my posting. I curse my carelessness in failing to check such details. That said, anger on my part would change nothing. Rules are rules. There is nothing you can do either, Sir Ryuya. Kana says sarcastically as though she's reading my mind. All the same, this is too much. I will be assigned another guard, and those assigned to the shrine will remain here, correct? So you knew. That is how it always is. She laughs hollowly, feigning a carefree attitude. We shall part ways here. When do I depart? The peak of midsummer, which means we do not have long. Is that a problem? Kana's gaze moves when I ask her that. What do you mean by that? I mean, are you ready to be separated? It cannot be avoided. Her response is devoid of life. It might come as well from another person. You'll be away from both Araha and me, though. Don't you see that? Oh, so you cannot bear to be away from me? She challenges me with her tone. It takes everything I have to maintain my tough front over the pain it causes me. There must be odd types even where I am going as well. You won't have me and Araha. Do not presume. Do not appear. Do I appear so weak to you? I can survive even without you. She had said as much when we first met. I can make it on my own. I know what she's like beneath the surface, despite her bravado. I've seen how surprisingly vulnerable she can be in moonlight glimpses. Did Kana already know at the time that she would set out on a journey on her own in time? Don't put on a tough front. What? The news makes you feel lonely, doesn't it? No! Then why did you open up to me? Aren't you lonely and missing your mother? I never said that. I was saying that there is simply no way to see her, even if I wish to. Why are you so sure you can't see her? Is your mother dead? Kana's expression changes in an instant. She is not deceased. Why are you so sure of that? She lives still. She could not have died. Her cheeks are red now, and she shakes her head like she's throwing a tantrum. I understand how she feels. I think of the faint warm light she saw in her dreams. If even that was just an illusion, my mother must be... She must be somewhere, and... Her words trail off at that point. She covers her face with her sleeve, preserving her dignity. Leave me. I do not wish to see your face. I bow silently and leave Kana's chambers. A lady in waiting enters as I'm heading out and turns to me, shocked. There's no surprise suppressing my anger, although I'm not sure what I'm even mad for. I'm just mad. I visit Araha before the change of guards for the night. She's on her feet, hurrying around her cluttered room in a rush. What are you doing? Her shoulders jerk as she turns toward me. On seeing it was me that spoke, Araha relaxes. I am occupied at the moment. You shall have to wait, she says curtly. Araha seems to be preparing for a journey. She's packing folded kimono tightly into a black painted basket meant to be slung over her shoulders. Hey, please leave me be. Are you going somewhere? Yes, indeed I am. I can see a powerful anger behind her composed expression. Why would there be a need to say farewell to Lady Kana? So you heard. I have been in her service for less than half a year. I thought we might get more time together, but this is too cruel. Do you want to go with her? Naturally, she says as though it's odd I had to ask. We don't have long until she leaves, but she's not leaving tomorrow or tonight or tomorrow. Now should we not take her before then? You want to run away? I'm stunned. Even a child could see what would happen if she ran away. The guards aren't so poor that they'll let a woman get away. My legs are good. You need not worry for me. I let out a sigh. I feel like I do that more often lately. Can I ask you something? What is it? Why does Kana concern you so? I should ask the same of you. She returns the question with a smile, and I'm stuck wordless to my own surprise. Yeah, why indeed? If I had to say? Yes, if you had to. She's an absolute perfect target for teasing. So she is. And we both laugh in unison. It was the other day before dawn. Excuse me? Kana was moon-gazing. She said that she missed her mother. I see. I only heard recently as well. Lady Kana truly does favor you, Sir Ryuya. She might just have been teasing me. That was not the case, she says confidently. Lady Kana is quite stern by nature and spares no energy for those she does not favor. I see. Then I realize it's past time to take up my duties. I've been here too long. I'm off to night watch duty now. Do be careful. Then I remember something important as I leave the room. I point to the clothing on the floor and say in a hushed tone, I'm just trying to help you, but be careful with that. What are you trying to say? Nothing, just seeking some assurance. For Lady Kana's purposes? No, my own. To your own ends? I can't answer, so I just give her a smile. After that, it's not easy getting a chance to meet Kana. Having just warned her to be careful, I am reluctant to ask Araha for help. I come up with a suitable reason and make a way to Kana's chambers, but I'm turned away by a lady-in-waiting. Regrettably, Lady Kanabi is unwell today. I understand. Is she grumpy again? Huh? Never mind. It's nothing. Really. I hurriedly brush aside the awkward exchange and return to the guard station. Days pass without a chance to see Kana. The news of an end to our mission to protect the girl had dispelled any sense of urgency throughout the shrine. Everyone here is laughing and joking around like they've been granted a second chance at life. Kana departs her residence and the shrine in 3 days. One of the senior staff lowers his voice to prevent it from carrying and speaks. Must gather all documents and letters concerning Kanabi no Mikoto, and the shrine is over the next couple of days. So in other words, before Lady Kana departs, you need not engage in idle speculation. For what reason? And he spits his response at me as I attempt to get more answers. You need not understand. A thought keeps running through my head as I walk down the hallway. The security is too tight. The officers haven't even been training, simply letting morale drop as it will. Documents to be gathered just as Kana departs. The suspicion I had been nursing since I heard of Kana's movement transforms into a certainty inside me. I can tell there's more to this. It's the day before the hottest 2 weeks of the year. I finish my duties for the day and hide out in my personal chamber. Kana is leaving this shrine tomorrow. It will be a sad departure without either guards or parting gifts to accompany her. Of course, there's no way I can know where she's going. A humid breeze blows over the partitions. I can feel that it will rain later tonight. I left the sword by my bedside and draw its blade. It shines with the silvery light seeming to drink up the darkness around it. I try to organize the plans for the night in my head. The preparations are all complete. Then a wicked thought pops into my head. It's a faint voice that whispers to me that what I'm doing is foolish. Why am I taking on this heavy of a burden? It asks, laughing with mockery. You've made it this far alone. Stay that way from here on, too, it says. I close my eyes and ease my blade back into its sheath. Shink! My sword slides back into its sheath securely and I reach a decision. It's about an hour after sundown when I take action. Good work today. Good luck on your shift, too. I proceed into the residence after the Imperial Guard on night watch is far enough away. I head for Kana's bedchamber. I know this is foolish even as I attempt it. Only a few ladies in waiting ever enter Kana's bedchambers, Araha included. I could play it off as something else during the day, but at night that's not an option. They'll take my head on the spot if anyone sees me. And I mean that literally, not as any sort of euphemism for getting fired. Walking silently, I make my way forward carefully. I manage to make it into Kana's chambers without being spotted. The blinds are raised in order to let the night breeze in. There are partitions up instead, keeping her hidden from outside the room. Light leaks out from inside. I proceed into the bedchamber. As I expected, there are still candles lit inside. She must have struggled to sleep tonight. I squat down by her pillow and whisper in her ear, "Hey Kana, wake up." The body under the covers wrestles around. Starts to roll over in annoyance, then notices my presence. Her eyes open a sliver as she turns toward me. "Good morning." She turns her head slowly, surveying the room. Then she spots something that shouldn't be there. Specifically, me. "Ah! A villain!" "No, it's me. Don't shout." I hurriedly cover her mouth. "Don't struggle so much. I just need to talk a bit." Nah. She seems to be trying to heap her verbal abuse on me. I know that much at least. I'm not here to do anything shady. Just please don't shout, okay? Muga. Please grant in response if you understand. Or grunt, rather. Kana grunts in affirmation, albeit reluctantly. Then just as I remove my hand, whack! She hits me in the head all of a sudden. "How horrid of you to assault me this way." Like I said, this wasn't an assault. Do not try to make excuses. No, really. Then why would you... To keep my word. That's all I say. Kana's expression changes. She must have sensed something in my tone. "Your word, you say? I'm a servant at this shrine. I can't violate the laws of the shrine itself. But there's one thing. My mission states that I can't disobey a direct order from Kanabe no Mikoto, no matter what. Although I've disobeyed quite a bit so far. I add that with a chuckle. Kana doesn't smile. I think she was caught off guard by what I said. What I'm saying is, if you order me to take you to your mother, then I'll risk my life to do it. Kana, do you have orders for me as my mistress? I can see she's at a loss for words. Maybe my heart has been decided since I first heard Kana would be leaving this place. But if I can take one genuinely meaningful order from her, I don't mind putting myself in the way of enemies' swords. The choice is yours. I won't say anything more. I sit down there and wait for her response. Occasionally, the light of the candles flickers and their wicks crackle faintly. The rain is close now. It feels like a long time has passed, and finally Kana speaks. "And I command you, guide me to my mother." She turns away once she's spoken, seemingly embarrassed. And that settles everything. I place the longsword strapped to my hips on the floor. Then I kneel and put my fists on the ground shoulder width apart. Right. I, Shoho Hachi Emon Daisaken Ryoga, hereby swear to abide by the orders of Lady Kana. That's for the formal way to do it, just to be safe. So be it. Now serve me well. That concludes the formal ritual of it. She sinks to the ground as well, suddenly breaking into a wide smile. I take a parcel from my pocket and hand it to Kana. It contains a pair of ladies' waraji sandals. Hide these somewhere, and stay in bed as much as you can. I'll come get you in 2 hours. What brings this on? It will rain soon. The watchmen should let down their guard then. And you'll be weak if you don't rest. That was not my question. Do you think we can escape successfully? My rank isn't just for show, I'll have you know. Lies never work out well for people. Really? I have my doubts about your strength. All I can do is let out a bitter laugh at that. I serve you, so I'll work to make your wishes work out. I smile confidently for her. Why would you do so much for me? I don't know. Why would I wonder? I say with all sincerity. Saying nothing, Kana simply studies my face closely. See you later then. I look around the partition, then start to leave through the hallway. I can sense Kana attempting to say something to me. What? I shall be waiting then. You're being oddly cooperative. What, did you fall for me? Where did you hear that? Seriously, get some sleep. It will be a difficult journey. Kana nods obligingly, and I leave the bedchamber, watching my footsteps as I go. There's another place I have to visit now. Araha's bedchambers. Araha handles almost all the care Kana requires. As such, she has a private room next to Kana's bedchamber. I go into her bedchamber, walking softly. I can see her futon and covers folded up in the center of the spacious room, but there's no sign of anyone there. Are you in here, Araha? I open my eyes wide and look around the empty room carefully. I was waiting for you. Wow! Araha is there, melting out of the darkness with a smile. The ladies-in-waiting that surround the noble ladies typically need to avoid becoming a nuisance. Even so, are they all able to conceal their presence this completely? I guess you knew I'd be coming, huh? Tonight will be our only chance. She grins. I have already prepared for the journey. I point to the vague mess behind Araha. Is that all you're bringing? Yes. All of this is for Lady Kana's wardrobe. I was unsure of exactly what to bring. The baskets form a small pile behind her. Among them is one big enough to hide a child. How about that big one? Just a single Juni Hito outfit. It's meant to be layered over an Itsu Siguni Ginu and would suit Lady Kana very well. As for the record, all the clothes she's packed weigh more than a common soldier's gear. Leave it behind. Why do you say that? Clinging to the large wicker basket, she asked me, this with a serious expression on her face. I was thinking of dressing Lady Kana in this to meet her mother. It's a very modest and loving Karaginu. She falls down on the spot, crying extravagantly. Crying like a typical anime person. With the weird tears. You're the one making me want to cry right now. Wait a second. I hadn't said anything about meeting Kana's mother yet. I know what you're thinking, Sir Ryu, yeah? She had been faking her tears after all. I knew it. And then, we both sense someone in the same moment. Someone is peeking at us from the other side of the partition. Araha slides closer. We're being watched. She murmurs in my ear. So it seems. I lower my voice as well. Apparently the person watching us is one of Araha's fellow ladies-in-waiting. Trying to quiet her breathing, but it's not concealing her presence at all. Seems like she's trying to get some juicy gossip. So it would seem. Need to get rid of her somehow. Well then, Raha leans her face against my chest. Please put your arm around my waist. She says with no special inflection, but it takes me aback all the same. But this is no time to worry about methods. I put my right arm around her over her clothes, just as she says. Oh, Sir Ryuya, do you know how I have waited for this? We have a long while until dawn. Let's enjoy our time together. Oh, Sir Ryuya. Her voice is lilting and quite sultry. Given the special circumstances, I try to give her but a squeeze. Sprung. Oh, you want to play? It's no big deal, right? Well, then I shall pass. Then I shall as well. She squeezes my weak point through my hakama in revenge. Ag! Oh, foo. She laughs elegantly. Then her movements suddenly stop. What's the matter? Raha drops her gaze to my crotch and says in a tone dripping with contempt, a pathetic little specimen. Her voice echoes through the room, carrying a devastating chill. I'm just tired from my duties, I say pitifully. Alas, how disappointing. There is naught to do tonight, aside from sleep like a nursing mother. How very, very disappointing. I hear a faint tongue click from the other side of the partition, and I sense the presence recede down the hallway. I think she left. Indeed. Don't squeeze so hard next time. That was really brutal. I should be the one reminding you of that. Let's get back on topic. Yes, I intend to take Kana and run away within the hour. I will go with you. You're really sure then? Won't be an easy journey. I am prepared, she says in the same tone she always speaks in. Let me stretch real quick. Yes. Oh my gosh. But I have to be sure of how ready she really is. I rest my right hand on my sword hilt, then I slide the blade free of its sheath. I press it to Araha's throat. This is how we end up if they catch us. My sword isn't some ceremonial blade. It has drawn blood time and again. You understand? People can die quite easily. Even the most resolute woman would be overwhelmed in the face of a bare blade, but Araha is unmoved. That is not a problem. I have sworn to serve Lady Kana even if it costs me my life. Apart from being shocked, she doesn't even flinch. I would happily sacrifice myself for Lady Kana. It would ease her pain even a little. Hey, I am Thing. Ultima, are you on good Nyan Cat side or evil Nyan Cat side? I'll say maybe good for now. But maybe the evil one will win me over. But how you doing, I am Thing? Radiant gaze and tranquil expression overwhelm me. She's still a plain but pure-hearted woman who's always all smiles. That's how I always see Naraha until now. I resheath my blade. This isn't the worst way to realize I'm lost. No, says I am Thing. Sorry, if this is a new meme, sorry. I don't recognize it. You're good? That's good! I'm glad you're doing good. Alright, come with us. Raha laughs with sincere delight. This way we can be with Lady Kana forever. But repack your bags, okay? Repack your bags. Really think these won't do? She turns toward the massive luggage behind her, seemingly not ready to let go yet. Bring only light clothes you can move easily in. A single jacket, and we won't need umbrellas either. Water and re-dried rice, salt, dried meat, and medicine would be even better, if you have some. No, it's not a meme. I gotcha. Araha nods in affirmation, albeit reluctantly. It's a skin on a game, we're having a little war for funsies. I gotcha. I see. I'll come get you again soon. Get ready by then. I understand. And don't forget a change of clothes for yourself. Oh dear, goodness. I had not thought of that. She answers blithely. Have I made myself a useless ally? Then remember how we were spied on earlier. Rumors will be all over the shrine by tomorrow. The Yaman tried to creep on the lady-in-waiting and they ended up sleeping together fully clothed. Reflexively cradle my head in my hands. Nothing could be more humiliating as a man. It seems like no matter what, I can't stay here anymore. Indeed not. Could you please not enjoy that so sincerely? I go out front and find that it is raining. Sweat begins to run down my forehead in the humidity the rain brings. Sheltering under the eaves from the rain, I turn toward the hazy mountains in the distance. We're headed past those mountains. Shah! The rain picks up unexpectedly. It's about time then. Return to my personal chamber and shoulder my pack. I'm bringing re-dried cooked rice and medicine and a few documents. I make my way back to Kana's bedchamber through the darkness and rain. Her candles are still lit, but her snoring sounds a bit different now. I guess it's better than letting the anxiety and excitement keep her up. Hey Kana, wake up. Whisper to her ear. She doesn't wake up at all. Shift. I try shaking her shoulders. She shakes me off, seemingly annoyed, and curls up. Come on, wake up. Yawn. I try pinching her cheek. Squeeze. Her cheek is oddly soft and seems like it could stretch to quite some length. Sproing. Ow. She slaps my hand away without even waking up. If I were an enemy, it would have been an impressive strike. And then she starts muttering something in her sleep. Oh, yes. Forgive me. It's too... No more. I can't take any more. Forgive me. Enough. I cannot eat any more. She rolls over, mumbling incoherently as she does. She starts scratching her butt as she gathers the skirts of her undergarments. Stop scratching your butt and wake up. Scratch, scratch. Kana stretches the other side of her butt in response. I have no other choice. I decide to pinch her nose shut. Squick! After a while, she starts to struggle, and it seems like it's unpleasant for her. First she squirms, then she struggles and squirms. And struggle and squirms some more. Gah! She's in so much distress she kicks off her blankets all of a sudden. She sits up, raising her hand from her pillow. Her eyes open like a child, and she turns toward me. Good morning. I greet her with a smile, pulling back my fingers. She doesn't seem aware of what's going on at all. She turns her head slowly, surveying the room. Then she sees me right in front of her. Thunk. Don't go back to sleep. She sits up again. Then she looks around the room. Thunk. Don't go back to sleep again. You are too gentle, Sir Ryuya. Gah! Shh, your voice is too loud. How long have you been there, Araha? Since you pinched your cheek. I told you to wait until I came for you, didn't I? I thought it was almost time. Plus, it's a challenge for Lady Kana to get up and dressed on her own. Yeah, now that you mention it. I look down at Kana, who is unconscious even now. First we need to wake her. I have a trick for that. What do you do? Raha smiles knowingly and wedges both hands under Kana's head. Bonk. Kana's head hits the floor with a dull thud. That hurt. What is the meaning of this? All she did was pull away her pillow, but it worked incredibly well. I hope Lady Kana is in fine spirits this morning. Does this look like fine spirits? Yes, milady. Outrageous. Can you not awaken me more gently? Yes, next time I will be more careful as I pull away the pillow, and I'm saying not to pull away the pillow. I'll hear out all the bargaining later. Hurry up and get ready. Kana complies and gets ready, complaining about the unfairness all the while. Then her hands stop as she glares at me. Do you intend to stay here? There? Of course. Do you know what I'm about to do? She walks closer, flapping the sleeves of her thin garments as she does. You're changing clothes, right? Hurry up. Already. I'll watch. Wonk. Something hard comes flying toward me, scoring a direct hit on my head. Actually hurts quite a bit. Look to see what it was, rubbing my cheeks and see Kana's pillow. Hit me with the corner. You heard the sound it made, right? Get out, you fool! Then the three of us step out into the rain, checking for people as we go. I jog along the wall, taking care not to make noise. Kana and Araha follow suit in imitating my motions. It encourages me to see that the rain hasn't daunted them. Kana looks up at the force fence towering over us and asks me a question. How do you plan to get past this? I've already considered that. I carefully lay a finger on the spot I marked earlier. The panel lifts free easily with a clicking noise. When did you set that up? I prepared this a while back. I wanted to be ready to flee at any time. I see you are quite passionate about your duties. Don't make fun of me. There's a deep forest on the other side of the fence. Tall shrubs and wet darkness stand in our way. Kana, you go ahead. Be careful. There's a step down. It's only a couple of feet, and otherwise there's no real difference in the terrain. This is nothing. Do not mock my abilities. Kana hops down energetically. Kana vanishes, making rustling noises in the shrubbery as she goes. Now you, Araha. Araha stands in front of the hole. She hesitates for an instant at the sight of the darkness. Hurry. Yes. Araha jumps down. I put the panel back into the fence. Then I start climbing into a tree growing close by the fence. I stick to the shadows around the wall and taking care not to make any noise. And my view and way are blocked by shrubs as tall as I am. You move like a monkey. Kana expresses her opinion on the sight. Is there no other way you could say that? BRB, okay, I am thinking. No problem. Ha ha ha. It was a compliment. Be glad of it. Yeah, thanks for that. I reach for and check the sword as my hip as I give my half-hearted answer. We'll be going off the path for a while. Watch your footing. We simply need to step over this and... Whoa! Sploosh! I think she fell right as she said that. Oh dear, are you alright? Do I appear to be alright? I cannot see in this darkness. But I hope your clothes haven't gotten dirty. You value your mistress's clothing more than her person? Oh dear, you are soaking wet. Watch yourself. Be careful where you touch. You mustn't play so, Lady Kana. We have a long way to go still. As I have said, do not touch me. I knew it. Your hakama is soaked. I simply will not do. Stop. That tickles. That's because you keep moving, Lady Kana. Nah, Sus, I say. Hee hee hee. Yeah. Stop. Ah! Hitch up your robes, you two, Araha. Oh my, how very like you to want us both at once, Ryuya. Disgusting. He is like a beast. Do you even know what you're talking about? I'm saying to hitch up the trailing part so you can walk easier. Oh dear, goodness. You should have done that from the start. Stay close behind me. Let's move. First we descend a steep incline. I take the lead and stride through the damp underbrush. I knock down the grass on either side to ease the walk even a little, and keep heading down the incline. Kana trails behind me. Araha is behind her, bringing up the rear. We've been walking for about an hour, and the ground shifts into an uphill slope. We've come to the foothills of another mountain, leaving behind the one where the shrine is located. I look back and see Kana lagging behind. Her clothes must be heavy with how soaked they are. She drags herself along laboriously. Eventually, we crest the slope and reach the top of the hill. I can vaguely make out something like a path running through the soggy foliage. It's a footpath left by hunters and woodcutters. It gets a bit easier after this. I say it to encourage Kana, but she doesn't reply. Want to rest for a while? Not at all. Now proceed ahead already. I can hear intense exhaustion in her words. I look over the top of her head. The rain continues to pour down on the forest behind us. We're deep in the woods, and the darkness around us is deep too. Then it happens. Ryuya, Araha calls to me urgently. Someone is approaching. I look around but don't notice anything. It's just the sound of the rain. Relax. I start to dismiss her, then notice it too. Beneath the sound of the rain following on foliage, there's another foreign sound mixed in. Keep your heads down and don't make any noise. Were we followed? Quiet. I quickly shove down Kana's head when she tries to survey the area. We all hold our breath and hunker down. The footsteps grow louder, but nothing else changes in the rain-soaked woods. Eventually they appear. 5 or 6 sets of footsteps proceed down the pathless slope in an orderly sequence. I can tell from the groan of leather and wood that they're wearing armor. Are they pursuers from the shrine then? but it's too late for them to be after us, and they'd be coming from the opposite direction. Gotta go. Bye, Manem. Be good. I'll see you soon. Have a good stream. Thank you. Much appreciative. Thank you. The footsteps pass by without any signs of noticing us. You can move now. Phew, what a bother. She plays it off casually, but I can hear a faint tremble in her voice. You did well to stay silent. Why let mere footsteps throw us into disarray? They went down the mountain, yes? Raha says, letting out a long-held breath. Those people weren't from the shrine. How can you tell? I didn't have anyone under my command who could keep an orderly formation on the march in these woods. Unless my eyes deceive me, the soldiers just now were quite experienced. It would have been quite a mess if we had run into them without noticing them first. And there's only one place they could be headed. Is something the matter? It seems things happened a night earlier than I expected. I stand up before she can ask more. Let's go. Without any burdens to carry and seemingly refreshed by the rest, Kana starts walking straight ahead. Hurry, I will leave you behind. That's the way we came from, though. Oh yes, it was a joke. Do you not understand that? She tries valiantly to play it off, but she quite obviously enact. Obviously, it is this way. Now move. Kana stops and slowly turns around. She's looking at something in the distance through trees. Tsuruya, what is that? She points. There's a red light like the glow of a charcoal fire shining out from the dark mountains. There aren't any buildings beside the shrine back that way. Kana simply gazes at the light in silence. Kana is now outside of the birdcage she never expected to escape. I can't imagine what she must be feeling. We have come so far already. I don't respond. The red light gradually grows stronger, soon reaching almost a sunset glow. I can taste something bitter at the back of my throat. Eventually, Araha notices too. Is someone having a bonfire? A bonfire wouldn't be that bright. It's the shrine. It's burning. I can hear Kana and Araha gasp. Cease your nonsense. Kana yells, but the scene before my eyes tells the story. I spoke the truth. The entire shrine must be on fire. The rising flames and smoke turn one corner of the mountain range red and black. So the people at the shrine, Kana murmurs, they'll have run off just like us. Answer, although it's a lie. The soldiers that had passed down the mountain a moment ago must have been positioned to lie in wait for anyone fleeing the shrine. They're being that thorough in encircling the place, and the only reason is to take care of anyone who knows anything of the affair. Their plan must have always been to dispose of the people at the shrine. I assume as much, and it all makes sense. I see. I suppose everyone must be fleeing their pursuit even now. She says, though to convince herself of the fact. Why would they do this? Araha's voice is harder than I've ever heard it. They probably don't want anyone to know what happened at the shrine. For what reason? I don't know. That's the only answer I can give. Whatever secret they're keeping, we only have one option. Let's go. Let us be on our way, Lady Kana. Kana is still entranced watching the shrine burn. Lady Kana. Yes. Pulling her eyes from the fire, she follows after me. We've been walking in the mountains for about 2 hours. I can hear a separate water sound from the rain coming from up ahead. Fish! It's the ravine. It's flooded from the rain, and I don't see a way to get to the other bank. That said, we also can't turn back. What shall we do? We'll have to follow the stream. It's our only choice. Let's go! I start climbing, and Araha and Kana follow after me wordlessly, and the wet stones alongside the stream are an issue, making it hard to move quickly. First, Kana starts to lag, and then Araha as well. Keep it up, it gets easier past here. I call out, but there's no reply. Both Araha and Kana are silent, focused on moving forward. If we stick to the stream like this, eventually they'll be unable to keep going. Then they'll catch us. But that's not the problem. The group that had attacked the shrine are definitely after Kanabi no Mikoto. What were they planning to do with Kanabi no Mikoto after taking the shrine? Did they just want to keep her under tighter guard? Did they want to capture her alive at all? Or Tsuruya? I come back to my senses and find that Araha has climbed up beside me. I saw a light just now. She points behind her, half turning as she does. I can catch fleeting glimpses of torches through gaps in the trees. Over there too. I see something that way as well. Kana points to the ridge behind us. Oh boy, there are soldiers scattered across the dark slope, their torches shining like stars. That's 40 men. The fact that they're pursuing us in force with torches out is evidence enough that they don't expect us to strike back at them. If there's any sort of vulnerability to strike at, that is. You're a very popular girl, Kana. I will happily yield my popularity to you, she says with visibly irritation, working to control her ragged breathing. I see. Might be best if you did. What do you mean? I turn to face her before replying. Do exactly as I say and you're sure to survive. Please, trust me on this. Can you say such things with more confidence? I'm only giving the facts. So what should we do? Stay right there no matter what. They must not have expected that response. Both Kana and Araha are silent. You two just sit there and take it easy. Better still, try not to make any noise at all. I add the part at the end offhandedly for a reason. It's hard to imagine how torturous it would be to try to stay still under the circumstances. Running away will be far less stressful. What will you do, Suryuya? Araha asks as I turn back toward her. You have an extra outwear layer for Kana, right? Yes, I brought just one as you said. Could you get it out for me? You mean to tell me to change clothes here? No, it's not for you to wear. It's for me. I dash down a steep ravine. Every second matters. The faster I move, the more distance I can put between Kana and Araha in danger. Rush downstream, watch for wet rocks and tree roots as I go. I have Kana's jacket in my left hand. No, Araha never would have let me borrow it if I had told her what I'd be using it for. Eventually, a damp wind brings me to the scent of burning lamp oil and pine tar. The torchlight ahead of me is dazzling now. 10 or so men are climbing up the inclines on both banks of the river. I study the forerunners of the group where I'm hiding among the trees. Now comes the hard part, to let them get just a glimpse of me without letting them get close. I spread Kana's outerwear and pull it over my head. I'm actually grateful to Araha for selecting such a flashy color now. The crunch of footsteps draws closer. I suck in a deep breath. Then in the next instant, I dart between the trees. Foremost soldiers comes to a sudden stop. He holds his torch up high and peers in my direction. And I spin around and run off toward a gap in the trees. I saw her! It's the girl! Excited voice shouts. Wheat! A piercing whistle echoes through the woods, just as I expected. I dodge through the trees, sprinting up the incline. I can hear heavy footfalls pursuing me. At first, I put some distance between myself and the stream. I want to draw off as many of our pursuers as I can. Damn it, she's quick! Move, don't lose her! I hear orders shouted like hunters in pursuit of a deer. Even if the soldiers are well trained, their commander is lacking. Oh, give me a second. Okay. I grin as I run with all my might. I would have had them all extinguish their torches and surround us again in the darkness. The footing would be terrible in the dark. These soldiers probably couldn't even catch a rabbit in their armor. Then there's a sharp drop up ahead of me. I charge up it, choosing my footing carefully, and still carrying Kana's clothing over me. Fweet! Whistle rings out again. Fweet! Another whistle responds, this one farther off. Are Kana and Araha still staying like I told them to? I wonder for a moment, but there's no way to know right now. Over here, I found the woman! Someone shouts mercilessly, and another pursuer's voice responds. About time. So I just double back to the stream. I tumble down the incline I came up before. Sometimes I spot my pursuer's torches when I glance over my shoulders. Then I reach the stream. I'm a fair distance downstream from where Kana and Araha are waiting. The water sounds even more forceful here. Maybe the rain has gotten more intense upstream. I throw her outerwear down on the ground, and I find a big rock that I can lift nearby. I squat down and pick it up, then hurl it into the stream. Splash! It raises a huge spike of water from the center of the stream. The woman fell into the stream! I yell without missing a beat. There's an immediate response from the bluff right above me. She fell in the stream! I heard it down below! I hear them continue to struggle through the shrubbery. I lift up Kana's outerwear, spreading it with both hands. I'm sorry, Araha. Zick, zick, zick. I violently tear the silk garment starting from the sleeves, and I hang a thin strip from the branches of a tree near the stream. The remainder I toss into the current. Doing this should make it look like Kana fell into the water from here. Once all the tricks are in place, I climb up the bluff the stream runs along. There I hide behind a boulder and listen. Look, a scrap of her clothes! Form up, men, on me! Tweet, tweet, tweet! Whistle rings out a degree louder now. Here, you dogs! Downstream! Search carefully downstream from here! I chuckled to myself upon overhearing their orders. The stream is swollen with the night's rain, and the clothing belongs to Kanabee no Mikoto without a doubt. We're lucky it could take them days to figure out that it was a ruse. It's going well so far. I mutter to myself as I calm my breathing. There's one more thing I have to take care of. I get up and quietly leave. I'm gonna open this other window here real quick, because my room's getting hot again. Alright. I advance carefully, moving slowly while staying on the alert for anyone nearby. Eventually, several soldiers run down the incline, their armor making heavy footfalls as they go. I hide in the underbrush until they're gone. From there I move upstream, staying low as I go. Immediately, I spot another soldier walking up. He's alone and doesn't even have a torch. I circle around to the road where the soldier will pass, taking care not to make any noise. Then I hide behind a tree and quietly draw my sword. I still my breathing. Doesn't notice me at all. Now he's 10 paces away. 5 paces. Then the instant we come up side by side, I press my blade to his throat. Heh. Don't shout. I hear him gulp in lieu of a reply. Drop your sword. Drop your sword. I repeat myself, my tone unchanging. The black-hilted sword in my hand slips from his fingers and falls to the ground. Answer me honestly, and I'll spare your life. He nods weakly. Why are you after Kanabe no Mikoto? I don't know. I just got orders. What do you plan to do with her? Nothing. Just catch her. That's the order. Whose orders? I don't know. Talker, this will end badly for you. I tighten my grip on the hilt and press the blade's edge to his skin. His wet and muddy cheeks twitches. It's true. We weren't told anything. Just to kill the traitors. Where did you come from? Out east. Oh. The eastern lands. I've heard of mercenary bands of indomitable brigades far to the east of the capital. The type who are used to doing their business in secret. If that's who these guys are, then I can't expect the grunts to know anything. Okay. I take my blade away from his throat, then I bring my sword upwards. He seems stunned for a moment. First he looks at me, almost puzzled, then he seems to realize his fate. Don't blame me. And don't move. I'll give you a painless death. Ark! He sits down there in the ground, seemingly collapsed in fear. So spare me! I settle my aim on his neck and move to spring down my blade. Stop! A voice rings out sharply. I avert the course of my blade at the last instant. The tip of my sword stabs into the ground, missing its original mark. Seeing that, the soldier bolts like a rabbit. He reaches for his sword on the ground. Nah. I flip my blade around and strike the shoulder on the side of his head. Thunk! There's a dull thud. He falls to the ground with a wordless groan. I fall back into my stance and turn around, pivoting my entire body. I see it was Kana who spoke. I sheath my blade. Why are you here? Kana asks her own question rather than answering. Did you cut him down? I hit him with the flat of my blade. That sounds merciful, but it's still being hit in the head with a metal bar. I won't be able to get up for a while. The soldier's blade is lying there on the ground nearby. I kick it down the incline. My gut roils with rage and shame. Why didn't they do as I said? Were they just too scared to stay where I left them? If our pursuers had caught these two wandering blindly in the woods, well, if they had, then this would be over already. Araha, why did you leave that spot? I apologize. I ordered her to. She bears no fault, she says flatly. I notice that something seems off about Kana. She looks toward the unconscious soldier and asks me a question. Did you intend to kill this man? If I don't, then he's a threat to our lives. I can't let him live now that he knows that I serve Kana. That's a given to me. But upon hearing my response, Kana's mood shifts dramatically. You fool! You should be ashamed of yourself! Even in the dark, there's no mistaking her anger. I'm just baffled. I don't understand what she's mad about. Did you not tell him you would spare his life a moment ago? So you were listening? Can you lie without remorse? Can you break oaths without remorse? That depends on the time and place. So you might break your oaths to me depending on the time and place? Without remorse. Remorse, can you? Can you kill? Kana is staring right at me. Her little lips are trembling. I shall not be guarded by someone such as you. I realize how foolish I've been. I hereby swear to abide by the orders of Lady Kanabe. To me, it's the same as swearing on my own life. But maybe to Kana, it was something even more than a simple promise. Kana watches me silently, standing soaked in the rain. Then she continues, I command you. I forbid you to kill again, so long as you serve me. I kneel in the mud and place my sword in front of me, still in its sheath. I hear and obey. I bow my head deeply. Good. That concludes our second ritual oath. I stand back up. Resheathing my sword at the waist, I mutter the thought as it strikes me. Do you think I'll be able to fight through from here on without killing even one of them? I know I sound bitter, but I do mean the question. I should think it would be easy for you, Sir Ryuya. Don't say that so casually. You said your rank isn't just for show. Now show me your worth. You sing that flat every time? I answer with a sigh. The soldier moans faintly. Seems like he's finally coming to. I take off his military footwear and tie his hands and feet tightly with the cords. I gag him for good measure, too. He'll be able to get out of those if he's lucky. He might die here if he's unlucky and can't get out of them, but I can't cover every eventuality for him. Do you have any complaint with that? None. You do yourself credit. She says magnanimously, entirely unaware of the added trouble she's making for me. Araha bends down and whispers in the soldier's ear where he lies restrained. I am so sorry to have to treat you this way, but we must hurry onward. I understand your position in all of this, but please keep our presence a secret from your fellows. Will you promise me? The soldier's confusion, rather. Not that it's surprising. I doubt he ever expected to be asked to make a promise under the circumstances. He studies Kana and Araha and nods. Commendable for an enemy. I shall pray for your safety. There's a hollow just big enough to hide a single person amid the stand of trees. I lay the soldier I tied up in the hollow and stacked twigs over him. He shouldn't be visible from a distance even if his comrades come looking for him. Now you hurry as well, worthless man. Oh, by the way, Sir Ryuya, what did you do with Lady Kana's outerwear? Just me, or were you gentler with our prisoner? Did you say something? Never mind, it's nothing really. The rain stops and the long night ends. The birds begin to sing throughout the forest again. The light of dawn begins to creep through the gaps in the branches high above. The water-gorged foliage around us gives off a refreshing scent. Alright, refreshing scent, lads. I climb up a nearby hill to survey the area. Green forested mountains stretch out as far as I can see in every direction. There's no sign of our pursuers at all. I descend the slope again and return to the two women. You can relax, there's no sign of our pursuers. Truly? Yes. It seems we have given them the slip. Impressive. They both slept from the relief. Not that it's surprising. They've both gone past their limits, on the move all for a full night. In particular, Kana doesn't talk when the morning comes. Alright then, wanna rest here? I pick up the shade of a tree that gives us a nice vantage point, and take a seat on its roots, and Kana happily follows suit. Ah, my lady's clothing! What now, after the deed is done? Her kimono has soaked up rainwater and is caked with mud and torn in numerous places. I'm sure Araha can barely stand to see it so badly beaten up. Cicadas start buzzing on the trunks of trees somewhere off in the distance. Looks like it's going to get hot. Have you two not forgotten something? What could that be? Oh, that's right. You get a reward for walking all night. You can sing or dance if you'd like. No. I am saying to get me something to eat. That's no fun. I'm impressed she has the energy to eat with how exhausted we all are. Let out a bitter chuckle and turn to Araha. Get the water from the re-dried rice. Yes, right away. Having shed her travel clothes, Araha produces some cooked, re-dried rice from her pack. She tests it first as usual, and hands it to Kana along with a bamboo tube of water. Here you are, Lady Kana. Please eat up. She totes the bamboo tube and pours water over the dried cooked rice. She leaves it to soak for a while, then puts it in her mouth. Munch, 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 munch. Gulp. This tastes awful. Wait it if you don't want it. I said nothing of not wanting it. Cease your cruel jokes, she says, slapping my hand. Then she pours some more water over the rice and chews it, visibly disappointed. Araha and I start eating too. I realize that I'm hungry once the first bites of re-dried rice hit my stomach. We could make something better if we were able to cook, but we would be too dangerous to light the fire here. Abalone was delicious back when we used to have it, as were the squid and sea bream, quite delicious. You mean all the offerings? If the alternative is to let it spoil at an altar, then it is fit as an offering to my stomach. Oof, 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 oof. What do you find so funny? With the three of us enjoying this re-dried rice together, it's almost as though, like we're court nobles sent to the hinterlands, cooking our rice and water from our tears. What an elegant way to put it! You have got to stop retorting with a straight face. We banter as we eat. Get some sleep after you finish eating, Kana. I say, but she doesn't reply. Kana? She has already fallen asleep while eating her re-dried rice. Weren't you raised a refined lady? She was so tired, that's no surprise. Rest your head here, Lady Kana, she says, drawing Kana to lean on her. Kana complies obediently and rests her head on Araha's lap. I have never seen Lady Kana look so serene in her sleep. Exercise is the best way to get good sleep. Indeed it is. You get some rest too, Araha. You haven't slept much, have you? But aren't you tired too, Sir Ryuya? It's fine, I'm used to it. Because of war? The words sounded quite odd coming from her mouth. Yes, that's right. And not slightly. Araha stares at me, seemingly reticent over something. I have one question, Sir Ryuya. What? Where did you intend to head next? I was thinking southward, for now. Why? I heard a rumor at the shrine before, that they once had a mother and child winged one at the shrine to the south. Araha remained silent and urges me to go on. I think they took Kana away from her mother when she was little. If we assume that the child in the story was Kana, then both Kana and her mother were once kept at a shrine to the south. I can't say for sure that it's true, but it's our only lead for now. It's just a rumor. I don't know if the shrine to the south is even still there. And I don't know if the winged one is there as Kana's mother, or if she was ever there at all. I have to chase after any leads I can get right now, however tedious. But there's one thing that concerns me, the anxiety that has distorted the face of the Imperial Guard who told me that rumor. I once heard that they kept a mother and child winged one captive at the shrine south of here. And then what he had said next. They said her mother came to know a human, and then turned entirely demonic. Something worrying you, Sir Ryuya? Never mind, it's nothing really. I give a vague response. You get some sleep too, Araha. Don't worry about me. You should be the one to sleep, Sir Ryuya. I had time to rest by the stream. I see. I put my sword down beside me and lay low, and lay down on my back, resting my head on a tree root. I'll leave the watch to you. Wake me up after 2 hours. I understand. She says, and hearing her dependable voice, I close my eyes. 1 day or whatever later, or just mountain trail. We proceed through the wilderness for several days after that. There's no sign of our pursuers at all. It would be great if they believed that Kana fell in the stream and drowned, but I'm not optimistic about it. They will keep searching given that they won't find a body. And that soldier might make it back to the main force and report us. Realizing that there will be security checkpoints set up along it, I rule out taking the highway. But even without worrying about our pursuers, we have other problems. It's the height of the summer. The sound of cicadas buzzing is all around us. And it goes without saying that it's hot. The sun is at its zenith in the sky, roasting the land in the absence of any breeze. The sunlight that gives the trees their vibrant colors has never seemed more hateful. It's so hot. Can you wait a moment, Sir Ryuya? I hear Araha calling from behind me. I turn her and see she has fallen a ways behind. Yeah, sorry. When I get closer to the two, I see Kana looks unwell. Her cheeks and forehead are covered in rivulets of sweat. Do you have any water, Araha? Araha takes her pack off her shoulders and puts a bamboo tube and shakes it to check its contents. I have a little, but the other tube is empty. Sorry, but can you go get some water? There should be a spring just down from here. Understood. Araha hands me the bamboo tube with water and walks down toward the stream. Kana, are you okay? Do not speak to me. My head hurts. The heat got to you. Here. Up and the tube pouring water over her head. What are you doing? It's to cool you down. Then say as much before doing it. Before she could complain any more, Kana crumples to the ground. I feel as though I am melting. I have returned. Araha comes back, water sloshing in the bamboo tube as she walks. Here, drink this, Lady Kana. She presses her mouth into the bamboo tube and offers it to Kana. It's cool water, fresh from the spring. Glug, 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 glug. She drains it in a single gulp. Araha stares at Kana with concern. Something about her doesn't fit with the summer mountain scenery. Aren't you hot, Araha? It has been too hot to bear since a while ago. But you don't look like you're even sweating. I don't see a single bead of sweat on your forehead, as a matter of fact. A lady-in-waiting's duty is to sweat when her mistress isn't looking, and keep her face looking cool at all times. I think you're the only one with the skill for that. All things come with practice. She laughs it off. Is it just me, or is Araha superhuman? But what shall I do about the heat troubles, Lady Kana? What shall we do, huh? Speaking of heat problems, give me a second, guys. I just had some water through my own bamboo tube. And by tube, I mean a modern-day bottle. As it stands, we cannot move with until Lady Kana recovers. Moreover, we are in the middle of the summer heat. This might happen again. She's being vague, but I get what she's trying to say. I check on how Kana's doing again. Of course, she must be miserably hot. Although each layer is thin, a Hitoginu has several layers. And what's more, villagers from the foothills use the paths around here for work in the forest. Would obviously rouse suspicion if she continued wearing it. Alright then, wait here for an hour, Araha. What will you do? I'm going to go look for something. I start to stand and then add a final note. No returns accepted, you know. Right. I hurry off down the mountainside, not listening for anything more from Araha. And precisely an hour later, I come back to them, the object of my search in hand. Where did you wander off to? Kana greets me in a foul mood. She seems to be doing better than before, but her face is still flushed. There's a village at the foothill, so I went there. Do not leave me without notice. It was an important errand, forgive me. And say, and open the cloth bundle that I brought with me. What is this? Haven't you seen one before? This is called a kimono. You put your arms through the sleeves and tie the obi to wear it. Basically, everyone in the world except animals wears these. Sometimes it's polite not to wear one, but the precise times are a secret. Do not mock me. Oh, a new outfit? Although Kana seems uninterested, Araha's eyes lit up. She pinches the kimono's fabric and tilts her head quizzically. It is much too stiff to be raw silk, so... It's hemp or something, right? Do you not think that tawny dyes are a touch out of step with the season? You're so concerned over color even now? No, this is fine. I can be creative with layers and make it look softer. Please don't do too much. Araha still seems upbeat, but her face is also screaming that she wants to get right to putting this on Kana. Just as I suspected, new clothes have a powerful pull on her. There's one for you too, Araha. Oh dear, goodness. You two go change clothes, I'll keep watch here. Yes, understood. Now this way, Lady Kana. She starts to lead Kana into a stand of trees. I am fine as I am. Sir Ryuya brought it for us, so we mustn't be rude in response, surely. But I'm not on my orders. Oh, but I would love to see you smile, Lady Kana. You merely wish to enjoy dressing me up. Well, if you are going to be so unreasonable. Kana senses her intent to try to flee, but she's too late. Hey-ya! She covers Kana's face with her sleeves, and then locks the girl in a full Nelson. It's Araha's signature move. Kana struggles and squirms. She fights hard, but there's no way she can get away now. Now a moment, if you please, Sir Ryuya. Yes, go have a great time. Thank you for being so considerate. Let us go. And with that, she drags Kana deeper into the thicket. She's basically a bandit. A very gentle bandit, then puts another outfit on you after stealing the clothes off your back, but still. With nothing better to do, I look up at the sky through gaps in the foliage. It's peaceful. Ready? Not yet. Well, that figures. Ready yet? Hold on a while longer. What could be taking so long? Are you still not ready? Just a moment longer. I don't see what the holdup is. She's not delivering a child or anything. Hey, Araha, come on now. Araha responds with an audible bewilderment just as I start to yell. Our preparations are complete, but Lady Kana... I cannot, I will not, I shall not be seen dressed this way. Kana seems to be throwing a fit for all she's worth. At the end of their clash, Araha speaks in a low tone. Well, if you're going to be so unreasonable... Yeah! That again. Sorry to keep you waiting. Araha shows up with an impressive look on her face and Kana in tow. Kana's entire face is red from cheek to ears. Why must I be dressed in this way? She complains, plucking at the rough fabric of her sleeves. It suits you very well. It does look good on you, Kana. Do you think so? She seems discontent despite the compliment. Yes, no matter how you look at it, you make a fine village girl. Your bony figure complements the outfit. Whack. Someone hits me. She's poking at my insecurities. How strange of you, Lady Kana. Do not tell him, you fool. You were saying that you could never bear to let Sir Ryuya see you in a kimono that did not suit you. Any garment would suit you, Lady Kana. You are simply that adorable. She says it so confidently that Kana is the one who is taken aback.
こっちの方が目立たないし
You won't stand out in this, and it should be easier to move in.
それに
Plus, it'd be a bit cooler. Gotta stretch again. Yes. Everyone who's watching on the YouTube, stretch right here and now. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
睨むな
Don't glare at me. Do you really hate me that much? Hate it that much? She looks down at the faded sleeve and lets out a pitiful
そうい
moan.
う簡素な
I
着
think
物
that
の
sort
方
of
が
simple kimono looks better on you, actually. What do you mean? I think you look cuter being more lively and free, rather than stiff and formal. What an odd preference. There's nothing to be done about it. I will endure wearing this. Kana murmurs in resentful assent, and seems like the matter of changing clothes is settled. By the way, Suriyuya, where did you get those clothes?
明かさないと
Do I have to tell you? Raha just waits for an answer, a serene smile on her face. I can tell from that expression that she knows the truth is and keeps silent on
川
purpose.
辺でカゴに
I
入れ
found them in a basket by the riverside. But you stole them.
代わりに
I
全部
left some money in their place. Though I'm not sure they'd be happy to get money in times like these. You'll excuse me saying so, Lady Kana's just a bit short.
あつらえたわけじゃ
Well,
ない
try
か
to
ら
put up with it.
我慢
I
して
didn't get to choose. Mine, on the other hand, is a bit long. Did a mother and daughter have these before? Are you saying I'm wearing a child's clothes? And mine is a mother's, she says, squinting happily. Kana's expression is quite complex, and I'm not sure if she's more, mad or embarrassed. Look, Lady Kana, this was stuck in my kimono. Raha takes out some small round stitched cloth lumps. They must have left these in here with washing their clothes. She hands the things to Kana. There are 3 altogether. What are these? She cocks her head curiously, squeezing the 3 cloth balls as she
俺
does.
に聞かれてもわからない
Don't ask me, I don't know. Raha simply continues smiling. She seems to be eagerly anticipating revealing the answer. Those are beanbags. Beanbags, you say? Aristocratic children use them to play games like Ishinadori. Okay. What is Ishinadori? A game for girls. Even I don't know that. Even I know that much. They stack rocks on the ground and compete to see who can throw more up into the sky. I see. So these are closed to prevent injuries. I watch Kana play with them. There are signs of repeated restitching all over the shabby cloth, which looks like a collection of scraps. There's amusingly incongruent with what Iraha described as an aristocratic toy. People of all stations in life treasure their children. Noticing my expression, she grins. What is in these? Like seashells or red beans, something like that? Beans, you say? She holds one of the beanbags in front of her face, studying it closely. I cannot get them out from anywhere.
取り出してどう
What
し
do you want to get them out for? You cannot eat them otherwise. Why are you silent? No reason. May I have those, Lady Kana? She takes the beanbags from Kana and holds them in her right hand, looking over their condition. Hold them like this. Then she tosses them to her left hand one at a time. Plunk, plunk. Then she catches them with her left hand and throws them skyward before the next one comes. The 3 beanbags are through the air, forming a neat circle. Kana's mouth hangs open as she watches. After demonstrating, Araha catches the beanbags in both
お
hands.
見事
Wonderful. You are too kind. Kana seems tense somehow. Can I do that too? Apparently it's because she had the question on her
それ
mind.
やってみなきゃわ
You
からない
can't know without trying. I am sure you will grow skilled quickly with just a little bit of practice. Raha declares baselessly as usual. Will just a little bit truly be enough? Yes. Really? Truly? Just a little bit? Really, truly? Really, really, truly, for sure? Lady Kana, this is getting quite wordy. She thinks for a while, more intently than I've ever seen her before. Then you must teach me immediately. Right now? She looks at me with a consternation. Now that we've finished dealing with Kana's heat exhaustion, and finding new kimono, the sun is already past its zenith. Won't get far, even if we try to hit the road right now. It's fine, we'll stay here for tonight. We're all exhausted, we should rest while we can. Here, Lady Kana. She takes the beanbags immediately. It will be easier to practice while seated. Oh, I see. Then she starts practicing with the beanbags. That's the first part of your first step. Take 2 and hold 1 in each hand like this. I sit down on the roots of the tree a short distance away and listen to Araha's serious teaching. Then I open my pack and take out a parcel. Wrapped inside the oiled paper are several documents. I quietly removed these back when I was ordered to gather documents on the winged ones. All the other documents and texts from the shrine had burned, presumably. The first thing I pick up is an old scroll. The contents are hard to decipher, and they're not a casual read at all. The next thing I pick up is a writing on its cover, Chronicle of the Winged Ones. I feel something I'm not sure of how to express. I try to pick out the easier parts to read and skim through it. The text seems to say that there has been other winged ones locked away like Kana in the past. I skip ahead several pages and my eyes drop to another passage. Those winged beings invite disaster. Magatsuhi no Kami brings down the clouds in the heavens to their limit, meaning the winged ones are gods of calamities and will wipe away the land. The precise handwriting here says that something like that happened long ago. In the past I know nothing about, but I don't know if it's true. I'll just have to figure it out little by little. I close the book and stretch. I'm not used to reading, so my eyes sting. I stand up and go over to Kana and Uraha. How's it going? Getting any better? Kana turns with a jerk, the beanbag still in her hands. I guess she was really focused on the task. In contrast, Uraha looks exhausted for some reason. This is easy. You talk big. Go ahead, show me what you can do. What's the matter? You wish to see my skills? Yeah, that's what I just said. Very well. Given your faithful service, I shall grant you a performance. You truly are fortunate. Do not let yourself be entranced by my technique. Observe as all three beanbags soar like the wind. To begin with, beanbags can be... I don't need an essay, just do it. Taking the beanbags in her right hand, she goes silent. Her expression shifts dramatically. I think she's concentrating. It looks like she's sweating with anxiety, but it could be from putting on pretenses. Hiya! With a sharp cry, she launches the first one skyward. Whack! It flies past my head and lands by my feet. I pick it up and hand it to her. My hand slipped a little. Watch now, I will get this one, right? Alright, sure. Here goes. Swish, swish. Wow, 2 this time, huh? I pick them up and give them back to her again. Kana takes them silently. The solution is not more forceful, not more force. Just throw them right to eye level and... I know. Hiya! Swish, swish. The beanbags hit a faraway tree, one after the other, and fall to the ground. I don't have the strength to give more feedback. Kana gets up this time and retrieves the beanbags without saying anything. I've only just begun learning. This is good progress so far. Don't say that about yourself. This is beyond something you can dismiss as simply being a beginner. I guess you could say you are shockingly poor at this. Raha must be exhausted from trying to teach her. Her voice sounds strained. Silence! You are the one that said I could learn with just a little bit of practice. Undeterred, she picks up the beanbags in both hands. Can you start by practicing the basics? I said as much many times, but she would not listen. Silence! Enough! This is all the beanbags' fault. These are too big for my hands. That seems unlikely, as these are child size. Then they are too small. They are perfectly sized for you. Then, not too heavy or light, nor too hard or soft, nor too sweet or spicy. And why can't I do it? The only thing I could say is that it's because she's bad at it, but the smart move is to stay silent. Arg, enough! Leave me be, you distract me! Saying that, she takes up the beanbags again. Let's go, Uraha. Yes, but... I pull the rueful Uraha by her sleeve, and we leave Kana behind us. Oh dear Lady Kana, here I am, leaving you behind. I am in utter disgrace. Being dismissed by your mistress as Uraha at a loss. Give me a second. Don't be ashamed, you're just too good at the beanbags. Oh dear, those who excel at are surprisingly bad at teaching, you know. Although the truth is that Kana is so bad at learning that she's professional level in a way. Anyway, just let her practice on her own until she's sick of it. I say again, and she finally seems to accept it. I'll be right back. Where are you going? I saw a fishing weir on the river near the village. It might have something in it if we're lucky. Whose weir is it? Nobody owns the fish. That is true. Well, in that case, I will set to mending Lady Kana's clothing. Surely beaten up. You can't just throw it away here. Well, what are you saying? Such just disrespect. Oh, sorry. You can do what you want with it. The sun is starting to set by the time I get back with my catch in hand. The little clearing seems like another world now. Light pales over the aged bark of the trees. The birds and cicadas have stilled their buzzing and singing. It's very quiet. There's a weird sense that as if this place is separated from time. Eventually, I hear a girl's voice from up ahead. Arg, why can I not do this? It throws off the subtle yet profound beauty of the scene a bit.
戻ったぞ。
I'm back. Welcome home. Raha gazes at Kana with a deeply troubled look on her face.
ずっとやってたのか。
Has she been at it the whole time? Yes, even when I tell her to stop, she will not listen. She never got to play children's games with the shrine, you see. I can see a sort of gentleness in her tone, and she looks at Kana like a mother gazing upon her daughter. I hand her my ketchup for the day. It's 8 river fish with a straw cord running through their gills. They're cherry trout, not bad. These are quite plump and meaty.
塩をたっぷり
Cool, cook them up with plenty of salt. Will that be acceptable? Salt is critical for life, but hard to come by on the road. Plus, we haven't been able to light a fire yet, given that we have pursuers after
塩
us.
気のない川魚。
Nothing is as bland as a river fish without
焚
salt.
き火は炎を
Just keep the campfire low and take care not to let any of the pens catch fire. I understand. Raha happily gets to work on lighting a fire. She hasn't liked being unable to cook hot food since we fled the shrine. You going to come eat dinner, Kana? Eat as you like. I am occupied. Her mood hasn't changed at all. Didn't think she was capable of this determination. Or maybe she's just stubborn.
気の済むまで
Why not let her keep at it until she's satisfied? Well, she will grow weaker if she does not eat.
匂いが立てばすぐ
She'll
に
come right out over when she smells it. Foo-foo-foo.
カ
Indeed.
ンナは食い意地が
Kana's a real glutton after all. Silence, I can hear you.
怒ると手元が
Getting
定
mad
ま
will
らない
make
ぞ
your hands unsteady. You and your teasing are making me mad. Flint rings on flint and the tinder catches fire. Raha smoothly cleans the fish with a knife fashioning skewers from dried twigs. She passes those through the fish and then places the skewers around the fire. The fat from the fish drops into the fire and sizzles, producing a delicious smell. And just as anticipated, Kana comes over. Are you done with the beanbags? It is dark and I cannot see with my hands. I shall continue tomorrow. It seems like your focus has already shifted to the fish. Oh, tonight's menu is sea bream then. These are quite skinny, are they not?
こんな長細
Sea
い
breams aren't this long and thin. These are cherry trout. It makes no difference. Hurry up and serve them. These over here are nicely cooked by now. She takes the largest fish and starts to tear it apart. I stop Raha.
ああ、裏は
Hey, Raha. Yes? We're not in the shrine anymore. You don't have to taste her foods for poison now. But that is my duty. Yeah, I understand how important it is to you, but I want Kana to do as much for herself as she can going forward. Kana leans in while I make the suggestion. I have had the same thought. There would be nothing left for me to eat on such a small fish after you've tasted it. Raha falls silent for a while, then passes the untouched fish to Kana. Here you are, Lady Kana. Well done. She grabs it and attempts to shove it in her mouth hole, head first. Don't eat the bones too. I know. Chomp. She takes a big bite out of its abdomen. Then she furrows her brows. It must be hot. Munch, 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 gulp.
川魚も
River fish are pretty good too, right? She seems to not want to spare the time to give an opinion, and simply devours the fish in single-minded
俺たち
silence.
に食おう
Let's eat too. Yes. The 3 of us dig into the fresh-cooked fish in a circle around the fire. The flames at the center dance as they warn us. Surayuya? What? Having all of us seated around a fire like this in the woods, it is almost as though I'm sort of a handsome hunk who whisked away a noble lady, while regrets how little he knew of the world in doing so. What a delightful rustic interpretation.
トヘという
Interpretation, you say, but that's how it really is. Second to Raha. Yes, right away.
串を勝手に取っていい
Go ahead and just take whichever skewers you want to eat. Truly, then...
一度に全部
Don't take them all at once. How tricky and unfair of you. You're the one being unfair. It's been 10 days since we fled the shrine. We're still moving through the woods as usual and staying off the highway. It just keeps getting hotter, and without any real rain, it's a struggle to get fresh water. We take to resting during the day and moving at night when it's cooler. Even so, the journey goes smoothly. Plus, Kana and Araha have gotten used to sleeping rough. Kana in particular is eating and sleeping with more gutso than she did at the shrine. There's barely any sense that we're being pursued now. And while we were resting on one afternoon, I'm looking over a map that I had brought from the shrine. It only really shows the main highway and rivers, as well as temples, shrines, and gardens. It's hard to make out the terrain from it if you don't know the lay of the land. What worries you? If we keep going this way, we'll come to a river. Then we should cross it. She says offhandedly, but the ravines and gorges around here tend to be quite deep. We can circle around upriver, or we can go by the highway. Those are the options. Raha jumps in while I ponder. Perhaps it would be good to use the highway. The original Magistrate's Manor will be close by once we cross the river, and there will be a lot of eyes watching the highway. All the more then, Raha says with a knowing air. Rumors spring up whenever people gather. True. Our journey objective has shifted from flight to searching. The issue is where Kana's mother might be found. Stretch again. Where's Kana's mother? All we have to go on is some words about the shrine to the south. Even at a walking pace for a woman and girl, we've been going south for 10 days already. We need to gather information on the area. It is decided we shall proceed down the highway. That's not for you to say, but yes. If it's settled, then let us depart. Once I have my pack shouldered again, I'm all set to go. Ooh, this is a nice place. Look at her eyes. Whoa. Along the highway, it is far more lively than we've seen so far. People in all manner of garb travel in both directions, a chaotic mix of men and women of all ages. It is quite loud, is it not? They are holding a market. What is a market? A place where people trade for things. I see. Kana's eyes go wide and she peers around curiously. This is an immense market. Yeah, it seems like most of the goods here have come south from the capital. That said, I'm still surprised to see a market this big by the side of the road. Look here, a mountain of ceramics. Hold on. I grab Kana by the collar as she forgets herself and rushes over. Listen, you can't shout or make a big scene. I empathize, and she nods back in seemingly perfect seriousness. I know, I'm not so foolish as you think, she says, then something else seizes her attention. What's that, Araha? Those are smoked plums. They are a cure for colic. You hated them when you were given them in the past, Lady Kana. Oh, those horribly sour things? Yes. And what's that? It's a Funa Suzy. You had it once and became terribly sick afterward. I thought I was dying. How about this? That is a Shirozake. You drank too much of it once in the past and grew quite wild, Lady Kana, and then... You not spell out each tiresome detail. Follow behind them and exhausted with it all. Nothing could be more troublesome than this. Kana, what did I just say? Do you remember? Not to shout or make a big scene, yes? Remember, then be a bit more quiet. Surely this is fine. Raha says, her expression gentle. A market this lively will conceal a little bit of commotion. Araha, what's this? It's truly bizarre looking. That is a drinking gourd. You fill it with sake to drink. The saleswoman working at the stall eyes Kana suspiciously. Anyway, come on. I pull her along forcibly, leaving the vendor behind. Do not rush me so. That hurts. Then do you want me to tie a cord to your neck? You are being intrusive. Why not enjoy this a little? Because we wanted fugitives. Who could tell who I am in the crowd? I'm quite bony after all, and must look like a simple village girl to anyone. Who cares to look? Don't hold a grudge over that. I didn't mean anything by it. Fine, it's all my fault. You're adorable, incredibly, amazingly cute. You're so incredibly cute that you can't help but stand out. So be quiet and act normal. As always, your words lack sincerity. Regardless, standing out too much here could cause us problems. You're right that we're not that visible in this crowd, but that also makes it hard to spot any enemies that might come sneaking up on us. And we're done for if they surprise us. You don't want to see our pursuers kill me and Araha, do you? You there, what do you call this white steak? She's not even listening. It's a Shuzu Shiro. Cease your fabrications, you insult me. Shiro is an herb to be added to rice gruel. Nothing this size could fit in a bowl, could it? You must be some noble lady who lives in a palace, I guess? Hang on. Okay. Yes, if you walk around 10 days through the Oh, sorry, this girl is a bit of a problem. She's not quite right in the head. Sorry to hear that. Pick up the mentally challenged girl in a full Nelson and hurriedly make my exit. Did you just say I was not right in the head, you dog? Who else would I have been talking about? Araha, you're at least been... I start to say, but then I realize I was speaking to a random old man as they passed by. Not even here. I scan the area, but there's no sign of anyone who looks like her. There's also a chance her name has been spread around, so I can't risk calling it out loud. Araha! Where are you, Araha? Ah, stop that! No! She struggles and squirms. Stop struggling. Ah! Chomp. Ow, stop biting me! It's genuinely pandemonium. You have brought nothing but chaos. Now listen, don't say another word. It's a bit different now. There's an actual child running this stall here. And these people are looking at shop vendors with no one attending to them. It's getting dark. I mutter, sighing as I do. I intended to gather information, but all I've done is watch Kana for half a day now. Araha hasn't reappeared yet. She's probably marveling over a new outfit somewhere out there. I'm not worried about her, but it'll be dark before we find her if she doesn't show up soon. The once busy market is now deserted. The saleswomen are packing up and trickling away in a slow stream. The evening sun fades behind the mountains and the clamor of the crowd dies down. Cicadas begin to call out as though they miss the heat of the day. Well, supposedly, but all I can hear is an irritable bird nearby. Bok, bok, bok. I have never heard of any bird so hideous as this one. Ouch. Bok, 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 bok. It makes sense you would be unsold, given the strange noises you make. Your sounds are stranger than either a cuckoo or a dollar bird. Flap, 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 chop. Ow, cease biting my finger. Caca! Now cease pecking at me. Grr, the audacity of you, a beast, mocking me. I shall tear out those ridiculous tail feathers by their roots. Caca! Bok, bok! Oh my gosh. They're having a fun conversation as a fellow winged creatures. Please stop, that's our best rooster! The shop owner seems happy. Even with the excuse that she was a dim-witted girl, he seems to be reaching the end of his patience. Now enough of that. I wrench Kana away from the rooster and start walking again. What shall we see next? There's no next. We're going to find Araha, then. Start to say offhandedly, then hear a feeble voice calling out. Warrior, sir? There's a scrawny beggar huddled up by the side of the road. Alms, if you please, good sir. It's quite generous to go with warrior and sir just on seeing someone with a sword. Taking my stopping as a sign, the beggar starts to plead his case. I was driven from my hometown 3 days ago. I fled with only the clothes on my back. These aged bones can't walk another step. Was there fighting? I don't know. He shakes his head sadly. I look back over the beggar carefully, not letting my guard down yet. Nothing about him seems suspicious, and I don't think he has any concealed weapons on him. A rough group dressed as soldiers told me to get lost, and then they took my house and fields alike. The villagers scattered, and those like me with nowhere else to go have simply been left to die. That sounds terrible indeed. Kana jumps in to respond. She has probably never been in this situation before. The beggar stares at her intently. Dear girl, would you happen to be the daughter of some noble line? Oh, so you can tell. Kana attempts to respond in a flow of the conversation, but I hurriedly signal for her to stop with a glance. She clears her throat, then restarts her sentence. I mean, certainly not. I am a cute young village girl with nothing unusual about me. Why do you simply stand there? I should give this man something. She says with the easy generosity of a noble. Give something? But what? All we have is this folding fan. I'd hidden it in my sleeve out of personal restraint. And haven't ever opened it. I take out the fan and set it down in front of the beggar. It isn't much, but I hope it helps you. I can't thank you enough. He holds the fan in front of his face and bows deeply, prostrating himself. I am forever in your debt. Live a good life. And with that, we leave the beggar behind. I can tell he remains bowed and watching us as the entire way as we go. He did a good thing, yes? Kana says in high spirits. I'm not so sure. Why not? He couldn't have been faking. I'd happily use flattery or trickery too, if I was starving. Only a fool would believe a beggar's story about his background. You truly are a fool then. That man was undeniably skinny from hunger. She contends with an expression that takes it all for granted, and I let out an involuntary groan. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, I see. I think this is the first time her words have genuinely moved me. Regardless, I am hungry as well. Just had to ruin the mood, huh? It's because you are still growing, Lady Kana. She's kind of too old for that, though. If you're going to grow anyway, then maybe you could grow focus in your chest over your butt. Be silent. It only bothers you because you've thought about it too, huh? Whack. Ow, at least warn me before you hit me. You wish for me to make a scene and then strike you? Your chest will never grow no matter how much you eat if you're always this violent. That makes no sense at all. It does, right, Araha? You seem down, Araha. What's the matter? So you are not surprised? She seems quite disappointed at the reception of her sudden comeback. Whoa, when did you get here? I didn't notice you there at all. Araha truly does appear when vanishing unexpectedly. Thank you both for the kind words. So where were you? I was out looking for things we need. Saying that, Araha shows us a cloth-wrapped parcel she has in her arms. I got something for you, Lady Kana. She opens the parcel to reveal a bunch of round nuts. These are walnuts. They're rare at this time of year. They said that they have a single tree bear fruit early, and that these were auspicious. I know you love them, and they are healthy as well. These are quite large. Kana says, taking the walnut and holding it up to the reddish evening sky. It's a curiously serious gesture, and I almost burst into laughter at the sight. You can't know what's in them without breaking them open. I see. Kana affirms the idea, but seems a bit regretful as she starts playing with the walnuts. Proceeding along the line, matching our pace to Kana's stride. Our three shadows follow us, stretching out to great lengths along the road. I turn to Araha, who remains facing forward and speak. You could have said something if you had shopping to do. I was looking for information as well. Information? I ask, and Araha leads to it in a whisper to my ear. There is a checkpoint just across the bridge. I feel a chilly tension shoot through me as soon as I hear the word checkpoint. Really? Yes, there is no doubt. They are pulling aside only young women and undressing them to see their backs. I see. That must mean they are looking for wings. Did it seem like they knew we were with her? They did not seem overly concerned with the people accompanying the young woman. However, I doubt they believe Lady Kana has gone on the run on her own. Yeah. I agree and start thinking of what to do after this. We can't keep following the highway like this. Have to sleep outside in the open tonight and search for a route around it through a ravine. Good job finding out about the checkpoint, Araha. I let her see that I'm impressed and she smiles back. This place seems as touch inconvenient for a market. I began to wonder when I found that odd and heard that the market had moved due to the checkpoint. She says as though it was nothing. But that shows she has more wits and intuition than most. Well, it was a big help. Let's head back into the foothills and eat there. Let's go, Kana. Crick, crack, crick, crack. What are you doing? Kana is locked in battle with the walnut. Arg, why will it not break? Crick, 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 crick. You can't bite into them. Oof-foo-foo, how cute. You are not unlike a squirrel. This is no laughing matter. Without you around, things were terrible. Araha, you didn't happen to think that Kana would be in the way as you tried to see the market, did you? Only you would think something so rude, Sir Ryuya. She answers with a tranquil expression on her face, holding the round cloth parcel to her chest. The sun had almost set when we get back to the mountain trail. The thicket feels uncomfortably open. Coming in at an angle, the sunlight turns the trees orange and allows in the first creeping shadows. I pick a spot to camp and set down my pack. I will go get some water and be right back. Kana unexpectedly turns to Araha, who was taking out the bamboo tubes. I will help as well. You stay here. We're in serious trouble if you get hurt. Fine. Kana seems unusually compliant. After going a short distance away, she does exactly as I said. Something about her seems ephemeral. Kana? I'm here. I see. There's something embarrassed and awkward about our meaningless conversation. There's not much time to let you have fun, so you can go collect some firewood. She looks at me with evident surprise. You will allow that? Yeah, but don't go anywhere I can't see you. Watch out for pit vipers, too. I know. She answers excitedly and dashes off. And something comes to me as I call out to her. Hold on. What? Leave the walnuts. I'll open them for you. Kana takes the walnuts from the folds of her kimono and hands them to me. I will allow you to break them open, but do not eat them. Wasn't going to. Then she runs off into the forest. All I can see of her in the darkness is the glimmering light where her hair ornaments reflect the setting sun. She goes quite a ways away despite me telling her not to. She has seemed genuinely happy in this afternoon. I know that the first time she had seen so many people at things at once. The more excited you get, the more it feels like you might actually catch hold of your dreams when the excitement is over. But it's hard for her to sit still right now. That's probably not too different from how I feel. I still hold the walnuts in my hand. I pull my mind away from the other matters. Then I take a deep breath and hold it. I throw the walnuts into the air. In the same instant, I draw my blade. Shing! A faint sound rings out through the evening shadows. In the same motion, I sheath the blade again. Sliced in two, the walnuts fall to the ground. Phew! It seems I haven't lost my touch. Nice, right, Uraha? I call out to her behind me in the trees. Just as anticipated, a pale yellow kimono appears without a sound. Please do pardon me. As always, it's hard to sense where she is. Right. I can just barely pick her out if I focus all my senses. Where did you learn a skill like that? That was just a party trick. Just cutting walnuts won't get you through life. Uraha doesn't say anything. Instead, she crouches down and begins picking up the walnuts. Go ahead and give those to Kana. Don't tell her I used my sword. I don't want her complaining that walnuts are a living thing. You mean how she said, I forbid you to kill again, so long as you serve me? Uraha repeats Kana's words precisely. Do you think I can really keep that promise? I ask in jest, but Uraha's expression changes. Lady Kana has strictly forbidden me from saying this, but... Prefacing with that, Uraha continues. Do you remember the night we fled the shrine? You had ordered us not to move from beside the stream while we were in the woods. Yeah. After that, Lady Kana nearly lost her mind when our pursuers' whistles began to sound. She said you were being pursued and might die if she did not go to you. Tried to persuade her that it was all part of your plan, but she would not listen. That night in the rain, remember Kana's icy fury. She had broken my rule purely out of desire to save me, and that had seen me about to bring my sword down on a foe, ignoring his pleas for his life. Now I see. I trail off there. The cord where my sword hangs on my left hip throbs faintly. Uraha picks up where I left off, still smiling. I hesitate to ask, but can you keep your oath not to kill Sir Ryuya? Why, think I can't? What would you have done back then had Lady Kana ordered you to cut that man down? Probably would have gotten mad at her for underestimating the value of life. Indeed, adults have to act as role models for children. Precisely. We both laugh like we used to. Then there's a rustling in the grass nearby. Turn around and see Kana watching us. What are you doing? Just talking. Were you not supposed to be supposedly preparing our meal? Your worthlessness is unchanged. I thought she was just extremely hungry, but it seems she's on edge somehow. Weren't you gathering firewood? Something odd is going on at the village one can see over that way. Something odd? Uraha and I make eye contact. Then the three of us head for the edge of the village with Kana urging us along. There! Kana points a slender finger. There's a small mountain with a village ahead, shrouded in darkness now. The villagers are putting together a platform in an open area. They seem to be preparing for something. A lookout tower. Urging the two of them to hide further back, I see an understanding on Uraha's face. That is for a festival. A festival, you say? It is a ritual to convey gratitude and prayers to the gods. You mean there's a shrine in that village too? Uraha slowly shakes her head at Kana's enthusiastic question. No, there are many different kinds of festivals. The gods they honor vary just as widely. They seem to be preparing for a fire festival. The villagers are bringing over pieces of wood, one at a time. Men take them and carry them to the tower. They will light a fire in prayer atop that tower. For what reason? I believe it is to be even a little bit closer to the gods. I see. She nods a vague gesture that doesn't really convey if she understands or not. The evening breeze brings us the sound of music. It seems like the festival has begun. Someone beats a hand drum and a flute follows the beat. This is a lively, simplistic melody, vastly different from the court music. They set the fire atop the tower. Smoke rises from it toward the stars that have begun to twinkle in the sky. The people cheering voices follow after it. They do seem to be having a very good time. She murmurs to no one in particular. She sounds like a recluse glimpsing a happiness she'll never know. Uraha meets my gaze and signals casually. Without any other choice, I give my assent the same way. Why not watch it from closer up, Lady Kana? You will allow that? Her eyes are alight, but also hesitant. This is the first time I've seen Kana so timid.
林から眺めるだけならな
So long as all you do is watch from the woods, don't go join them. That's the most I can concede as chief of security. Kana seems worried about something, but eventually answers softly. Fine, guide me to this festival.
子供を捕まつり
At
ま
your
す
service. She bows her head elegantly.
途中で暗くなる
It's
の
dark, Araha. Lead her by the hand. Yes, your hand, please, Lady Kana. She straightens her sleeves and then takes Kana's right hand. You are being too nice. It makes me uncomfortable. I hear her mutter. Darkness falls all around us, and the sound of the festival draw closer. The view is better over here, Lady Kana, Araha says. Kana seems to speak up reflexively, her gaze fixed. Oh! The festival is really in full swing now. A lot of villagers have formed a ring around the burning tower. Some look up at the sky where the smoke and flames are rising. Others dance for all their worth, sweat drenching their clothes. The music redoubles its intensity. The flames and shadows transform the people into a single mass. The ancient melody of the celebration carries outward and upward to the heavens. Why are they all enjoying it so much? She seems to really mean the question. She murmurs it without taking her gaze off the dancers. They say that being showered in the sparks ensures one's good
あ
health.
あして羽を外
Dancing
せば
without holding back like that helps us drive off everyday gloom. It is not all. Araha interjects immediately. Then she shoots me a glare to emphasize that she doesn't want me spoiling the fun. They all believe in it. They believe that their prayers will find their way to heaven no matter what. Their prayers will find their way to heaven. I can see Kana's shoulders twitch when she hears those words. Who sees their prayers delivered to heaven? She peers unfalteringly into Araha's flinching face. I have never met anything like a god. I tried several times when young, but I cannot fly. I also cannot glide even so well as a leaf. I have found so when jumping from the shrine's rooftops. No matter how I flapped my wings, all I did was stir the air. My wings are worthless. We cannot deliver anyone's prayers. I simply cannot. The flames flare with a roar. Laughter echoes off the torrents of sparks that pour from him. Kana's eyes reflect the red light, trembling, and her expression almost hollow. The past she thought she had left behind his back to torment her. Lady Kana. Araha embraces the shaking Kana from behind. She covers Kana with one of the sleeves of her rough kimono, like a lost waterfall blown inland by a storm, shielding a chick with her wing.
祭りもそろそ
We're
ろ
almost at the peak of the festival now. I say without needing to and walk over to Kana as
お前
well.
も願っておけ
You should send up a prayer too. She looks back at me, her face perplexed. She seems to not have followed what I said. I can? I can pray
当た
too?
り前だろ
Of course you can. What should I offer? I have no firewood or anything
燃や
else.
すものなん
You
だ
don't have to burn anything. Should I dance like they do?
踊りもいらない
You don't have to dance either. Then what should I do? At a loss, she turns back to me.
願いを心
You
に
just have
思
to
えば
wish from the bottom of your
それ
heart.
だけでいい
That's all. Kana falls silent. Then she wishes with all her heart like I told her. I'm not sure what she prays for. Her innocent gaze remains fixed, her eyes wide open. And behind them, Kana makes her wishes and prayers. There's a mother laughing happily with her young child. Her young child has ridiculously gigantic eyes. Oh my gosh! The child is a girl, squirming and playing with her where her mother holds her to her warm chest. It's a simple summer festival of the sort you might find anywhere. There's nothing special about it. Kana looks away. It's as though she can't believe what she's seeing. I rest a hand on Kana's head, then I tousle her silky black
そん
hair.
な顔するな
Don't make that face.
お前の願いは
I'm sure your prayers will be granted. I'm sure of it.
そうだよな
Isn't that right, Araha? Yes, I believe so. She squeezes her arms tightly through the sleeves that are wrapped around Kana. That hurts, Araha. That tickles. I know it. Kana's prayers will be granted. We'll grant them for her. We stay like that through the night. The festival flames seem to burn forever, illuminating the summer night sky. It's the next morning. We set out before the sun rises and cross the mountain pass before the afternoon. We cross the mountain across from the village with the checkpoint and I leave the highway behind. We continue through the mountains the next day, camping beside a stream. It's not that we've seen any danger closing in on us, but Kana stood out too much at the market the other day, and we have to be extra careful now. To our pursuers, Kana is ultimately just a noble girl. Doubtless, they'd never imagined that she'd been living in the woods like a wild monkey. There's no chance that they'll spot us so long that we don't approach the highway. That's what I've decided. That afternoon, the three of us are cooling down under the shade of an oak tree. We haven't had a break in a while. The woods are so thick with the sound of cicadas buzzing that you could cut it with a knife. But it's not all that hot. The breeze even feels faintly empty at times. Summer is almost on its way out. All the time I'm soaked with sweat. It's because I've been forcing myself to read dull writing since morning. I overpromised about making sure her prayers are granted, but I don't even know where her mother is. Still, given the checkpoint presence, we also can't go near the highway. That means all we have to go on is the material I took from the shrine. And beholdeth thou a tale of monstrous beings and their sealing away. This isn't any help either. Plump! Toss the book aside and it falls open. I stretch and look to my side. Raha is reading a scroll carefully, not moving an inch. Find anything, Raha? No, nothing worth mentioning. I see. Raha reads both the kanji and kana names smoothly. I'm just not suited to reading and writing. I can write a simple missive well enough, but I can only kind of make out what kanji text means. And she's no help. I say, staring at Kana. She slumped against the tree trunk, sleeping lazily. Toys are scattered around her, still in the state she left them in. Hina dolls, bamboo work, a ceramic doll, a flute, a glass bead. All procured by Raha from the market not long ago. She's fascinated with trying everything once Raha teaches her how it works. She does the same with me too. At least she makes me play dolls with her every time we take a break, and my doll is the servant the princess bosses around all the time. And since we don't have enough toys, my doll is a half-finished wooden scrap piece. Even though it's just a doll, I found myself too pitiful. Zzz. At least when she's asleep, she's not demanding. You are a fool as ever. Zzz. Is that any way to talk to your brave, hardworking servant? I grab for her without thinking, and I notice a cool gaze upon me. Sorry, I lost myself a bit. Please move your hand, Sir Ryuya. Wow, I know. With nothing else to do, I move on to the next book. Irk! It's all old Chinese text. I start reading falteringly, holding my head as I do. After a while, I sense Kana start moving restlessly. Yawn! I slept really well. She gets up off the tree roots with yawning widely as she does. Are you waking up now, Lady Kana? Mm-hmm. I am thirsty. Have you no water? Yes, here you are. No, please, I will get it myself. She stops Raha before she can stand and picks up a bamboo tube. Glug, glug, glug. She drains it with visible enjoyment and lets out a giant sigh. This is how summer should be. Kana sure seems happy. It makes me want to let out at least a little nastiness. You look quite put upon. Were you reading all day? That suits you poorly. You say that, but can you even read? No one ever taught me how. How could I? She says with pointless arrogance. I'm impressed Araha lets you get away with that. As soon as I say that, I see Araha brows twitch. I did not let her. Lady Kana said that she would learn from anyone but me. And then... You are mistaking, Araha. How cruel. Do you mean to say I did something wrong? I shall not let you claim to have forgotten the matter of the poetry collection. It was intended for your personal enrichment, Lady Kana, and... What is enriching about such lessons? What are you talking about? Lady Kana is referring to a time in the past when I taught her poetry. Some struggle is a part of any learning, and yet for Lady Kana, memorizing 100 poems in a single day is not some struggle. There were 4,500 in total, so that is hardly enough to complain about, she says with a completely serious expression as though it's normal. Basically, it sounds like she made Kana memorize entire volumes of Tanka poetry in the past. I try to envision it. Learning 100 poems a day over 45 days, and practicing each day with Araha. I'm impressed you're still alive. Indeed, as you should be. I thought I might die at the time. I woke up in the night and threw the entire text into an oven. And so, volume 1 of the 6 books of ancient and modern waka that I went to the trouble of finding ended up part of the fire to make breakfast. It took me a great deal of effort to obtain that text. Indeed, and breakfast that morning was truly delightful. You sullied your lips with such delusional statements. Presses her pinky finger to Kana's lips and smears it in both directions. Stop! My mouth that I cannot recite a single poem is already going to waste. Wah, wah. Shall I sew it shut for good measure? Raha proclaims with a broad grin, despite what she's saying. What does you mean? Even if she's asking for help, I value my life too much to risk it. Meow, Mion, please. Ah, that's when Iraha regains her composure. She notices me looking at her and hurriedly pulls back from Kana. My apologies, I got a bit carried away. No, it's fine, don't worry. What do you hollow that? You're still talking strangely. She pushes her cheeks in with her fingers when they're stretched out. Anyway, I definitely can't do my job with her here. Go play with it on your own if you can't help. Playing alone is boring. There are toys right there if you want company. I grow tired of these. Seriously? As I draw a blank on what to do, she takes the beanbags from her kimono. I guess those beanbags are the only thing you can never get tired of. Despite not being good, you're devoted. Silence! There are too much in my way here. I shall go over there. Then she takes a long look in Iraha's direction and walks over to a distant tree. I hear a pain groan, but decide not to worry about it. And so time passes. Evening arrives and we're accomplished nothing. There's nothing in the text about the shrine we were at before, much less the one in the south. Why was it so important for them to hide information on the Winged One? I'm not even sure of that. What I do know is that the Winged Ones are very mysterious beings. Sometimes they're even treated in entirely opposite ways within the same text. They're gods that deserve worship who granted humanity wisdom and knowledge, or they're demons with humanity wiped out who bring disasters to the land. The oldest document I can find said this. Those winged beings, ageless and immortal, feathered messengers of the gods. Ageless and immortal, huh? Look at Kana subconsciously. She's picking beanbags up off the ground and then moves on to throw them up into the air again. I hadn't thought she was capable of this determination. Arg, why can I not do this well? I hadn't thought she was this clumsy either. I have finished with all of mine, Tsuruya. Iraha says from behind me, tying up the scroll as she does. She doesn't find anything from the looks of it, but just that thing about the shrine to the south, huh? I mutter, and Iraha responds with a question of her own. Hypothetically, if the Winged One in the shrine to the south was her mother, would she still be there? They move Lady Kana from shrine to shrine each year. Would they not have moved Lady Kana's mother as well? That was what I was thinking too. But I doubt it. Why is that? Call it intuition. Something about it has been nagging at me. The last thing the Imperial Guard said to me. Her mother came to know a human and then turned entirely demonic. Will I still be able to be near her if she becomes demonic? What does demonic even mean in the first place? I fall silent and Iraha murmurs. Intuition, you say? It sounds like you have something to say about that. No, your intuition is always good, Sir Ryuya. She answers, her expression serious as always. So for now, let's assume my intuition is right. In any case, we still can't make any moves without knowing where the shrine to the south is. Indeed, she says, then gets lost in thought. If Kana is at least remembered something, that would simplify things as much as anything could. But the one person who should know the answer to the riddle has the memory of a goldfish. I let out a sigh. And I watch Kana working at her beanbags for a while. Why must you always wander off alone? She scolds the third of the beanbags irritably. The other two dance nicely for me. Why must you alone be clumsy? You are entirely worthless and pitiable, I see, Sir Ryuya. Don't name the beanbag after me, damn it. Be silent, you are distracting me. Seriously, come here. Kana comes over when I call, grumbling as she does. Do you have need of me? It is still too early for us to eat. Is food all you ever think about? Do you remember anything of when you last saw your mother? As soon as I ask, her expression turns upset. Thrice now have I said I do not remember. It need not be about your mother. Is there anything at all you can remember? She puts her hand to her chin and thinks for a bit. Anything at all, you say? Like what it looked like inside the first shrine you remember, or the road you took from it, anything. I keep asking persistently, grasping at straws. Then finally, Kana seems to remember something. When I was young, it was a truly terrible journey to change shrines. I was loaded into an ox cart against my will and not permitted to walk. Well, yeah. Never heard of any nobles traveling on foot. They also would not let me ride a horse. What would you do on a horse? It was hellishly humid inside the cart, and when I attempted to at least remove my clothing, they caught me and raised a great ruckus. Are you really noble-born? Even if she was young at the time, it's still not something girls do. There is more. My guard was a rude, lazy man. If I did not obey, he threatened me, saying that he would lock me away in Congo. Lock you away in Congo? Supposedly, it is what is done with disobedient winged ones since ancient times. I knew little then and was terrified by it, she says, looking off into the distance. However, now I wonder, what is Congo? You still don't know all that much. Congo is a precious gem. It's said to be the hardest, most beautiful thing in this world. Congo, huh? I've heard of it, but never actually seen it myself. So that's what it takes to get Kana under control. And how would they seal me in it? I wish I knew. This is how we handle gluttonous winged ones that don't listen. No, stop! Ag! Kana would shrink down and get sucked into the Congo in an instant, and we could just let her in and out with a single spell. She'd be easy to carry around without taking much space. What could be more convenient? It really would be immensely popular among guards for winged ones. I get the feeling your current thoughts are deeply improper. You must be imagining things. Whack. Why did you strike me first? Sorry, I sensed something wanting to kill me. Someone wanting to kill me, so my hand moved on its own. Why, you? Then suddenly, Araha yells, Tsurayuya, what's with you all of a sudden? What if the shrine to the south isn't actually a Shinto shrine? What? Why not dress our noble in rags to hide her nature? Or in a monk's robe? A monk's robe? Does she mean a Buddhist temple or not a shrine? Araha slides to her feet as I stand there confused. She reopens the map I had thrown to the ground and it holds up for me. This is where Lady Kana's shrine was, and this is the capital. We go further south still past Ikaruga, and then... Raha's finger ends up at the point on the map. This is where Congo would be. More precisely, the location shows an expansive mountain range. I can't even string two words together in my shock. I'm stunned because the conclusion Araha has reached is unexpected. Winged ones that don't listen are locked away in Congo. What could Congo mean? Where is this shrine with the power to seal away demons? It's the sacred mountain of Shingon Buddhism, Mount Koya and Tango Buji Temple. At evening, I struggle to get sleep. I can't sense anything nearby, but my mind is restless and won't settle down. In the end, I have strange dreams. Kana looks to me with a painful seriousness expression. A moon is at her back. Her mouth and lips look wet and strangely alluring. Tsurayuya. She whispers my name. Tsurayuya, Tsurayuya. I open my eyes and see the real Kana's face. Even in the faint moonlight, I can tell her cheeks are flushed. What? What? I ask, still leaning against a tree trunk. Want you to see something, Tsurayuya. I'm still somewhat nervous about this, but will you see it for me? She brings her slender hands to the collar of her kimono. Then Kana speaks. Then I'm going to do it. What is that? I point at what she's pulled from the collar of her kimono and ask, Beanbags. Just have to ask, what are you planning to do next? I told you already, beanbags. I got all three flying properly earlier. Your eyes tell me you doubt me, but truly all three were in the air at once, as they should be. Good night. Do not go to sleep. Let me sleep. I only just got to sleep. No, do not sleep. Cease, desist. I am offering to show you my secret technique. Your job as a retainer is to bow low and watch eagerly. Don't be ridiculous. We shout at each other in the woods in the dark of night. It's like something out of a nightmare. She must realize she's getting nowhere, so she switches to her last resort. Then I command you. Whoa, wait, hold on. I hurriedly cover her mouth. Just that one oath about not killing has become a huge issue. Any more bizarre oaths could spell trouble. Kana struggled and squirms. I feel a strange emptiness as I restrain her and she struggles. I'm long past the point of feeling my exhaustion. Fine. I'll watch, so get it over with. I say, letting go of her. Kana glares at me venomously. But she wants to show me what she can do with the beanbags more than she wants to complain, apparently. Are you watching? Stay alert, she says, and takes a seat in front of me. She holds the beanbags and gets in position. With her back straight, her posture actually looks right. Yeah! Oh! She fails. She throws the second one too early and her right hand can't keep up. I was able to earlier. I will try again. Watch closely now. Yeah, go as many times as you like. She picks up the beanbags again and gets back into position. Yeah! The beanbags go soaring upwards in an arc and then over to her right hand. But her left hand doesn't move in time. You held it too long that time. I'm telling the truth. I was able to earlier, truly. No one said you were lying. So calm down. You can't get good if you can't keep your cool. Yes, true. She takes a deep breath and lets it out. Now, go ahead. This time it will succeed. She murmurs and launches the beanbags. 1, 2, 3. They're definitely traveling in a circle, even if a bit clumsily. See? I have done it! But they fall as soon as she speaks. They slip through her fingers and fall to the ground. Ah! Her gaze turns upward. She picks up the beanbags again with a single-minded focus and moves to throw them again. As she does, she notices me looking at her. I was able to do it for longer earlier, she says, biting off her words. What you did was quite impressive already. You have no need for flattery. I wasn't trying to be flattering. You've learned how to do that much by trying hard, I say, and naturally break into a smile. It's not that anything about Kana is amusing. Just remember when she first did this. She had flung the beanbag skyward with a lot of force, like she was trying to skip stones or something. But she's been practicing every day since then. Never thought she would get so skillful. Stubbornness really is an impressive trait. I cannot say if you are praising me or mocking me. She mutters, upset. I'm praising you. All else aside, good work, Kana. Rest a hand on her head. Her hair feels silky. I wish to grow more skillful still. You're bound to master it if you keep practicing every day. You exaggerate. No, really. Kana seems confused by it all, but eventually breaks into an awkward smile. Will you watch me demonstrate my skills with the beanbags again sometime? Yeah, anytime, if you don't mind me for an audience. But not at night. Araha will get worried about you. She nods in response. I understand. Well, good night. Then she fades back into the darkness. After she leaves, the sound of the insects feel painfully lonely to me. Well, whatever. I should sleep. I lean back against the tree trunk and close my eyes, sword still in hand. A soft wave of fatigue washes over me. I'll be deep asleep in no time at all at this rate. Good morning, Tsuruya. Gah! This time I wake to Araha looking at me with a serious expression. You two seem to be having fun, she says in a weighty tone that seems to rise up from the depths of hell itself. Whereas I was quite lonely all on my own. You could have joined us if you saw. I was waiting the entire time for you to call for me. I wanted to see Lady Kana's skills for myself. Then she collapses, sobbing. I guess she's just jealous. Sacred Mountain. I think that would be a good time to stop, actually, guys. How does that sound? Does that sound good? We'll start with the moon. Moonlight shines down on me. Yeah, that would be a good spot. I'm gonna save over this one. Yeah, very strange, huh? We're in the past all of a sudden now, with 3 very strange people. Let's see if this looks any different. Aha, Kana passed. How is everything already, by the way? Alright, that is still here. Minagi's done. Kano's done. And we have some more to go here. Little bit more, but we're almost there. This one with the chicken is quite cute. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here, guys. And tomorrow, we'll play even more game. So, look forward to it. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.